I have my target audience. There are certain babes. I don't want to sell to tablets. They can go and buy from somewhere else. No, no insult or anything. But then look at how beautiful you are looking. Look at students. I want to sell to girls in KPMG, people that are working in the tech fame. So that, like, it's just going to give this flex. Like, there is a way that I want my brand to be. And by God's grace, those are the people that I'm already affiliated with. And also, I want you to know that if you want to build a strong brand identity, whatever you call your brand is what people will call your brand. If you are trying to be a photographer, a videographer, I'm trying as much as possible not to say, oh, just business. Whatever it is that you are doing, whatever name you call your brand is what people will call your brand. If you take it with levity, they would also help you treat it with levity. If you are not hawking your brand, I usually tell people that you have to carry your brand on your head. People would know. Do you understand? People that actually see and tell. When I actually started my business in school, I think I was just a very clueless 200 level student, but I had boundaries. I had things that you would never catch me doing. If you are my friend or anything, I would never sell on credit to you. If you like, I should be seeing it, it should be there. I rather watch it stay there than sell on credit to you. And that is because I already know that I do not want that standard for my brand. If you start like that, that is the only way you are going to like keep going. And then I had those boundaries and everything. And then there must be something unique to you and your brand. Like, there just has to be something that whenever people think of certain things, by God's grace, I sell bodysuits. There are a lot of other people that do. But to some extent, I feel like currently in Nigeria, if you are talking bodysuit, you are talking Toby Closet. Because it just has to be me. Because I've actually put my brand in the level that whenever you want to get that thing, it is my name that comes on your screen. Like, it just has to be in your head. So now for you, if you are that photographer that, you are like, there are so many photographers in Lagos. There are a lot of videographers in Lagos. There are so many people selling this thing. A lot of times we just kill ourselves with what nobody sent us to talk about. There are so many people selling. Now, have you ever thought of the fact that there are so many people God created? Like, there are endless people in this world. And trust me, there is nothing that you are selling that there would never be people to buy. There would always be people to buy what you want. So when you feel like, there are so many people selling, see, even the whole of Unilag babes, I cannot sell to them finish. Do you understand? But then would I make my money? Yes. Would I make my money to the point that I'm even tired? I handed my sales recently at a point, I did not want to take orders anymore. I'm very grateful to God. At a point, I really did not want to do so much. Now, there are people that they would still want to keep going, which is very beautiful. But then, there were other people that still wanted to buy, which means I do not have what it takes to attend to everybody. But then, a lot of people would still want me, basically. Yeah. So also, we are going to be dealing on, you have to pride in yourself. Like I said, it's anyhow that you put your brand out there that people are going to like see your brand. If you call your brand a baby brand, there's this thing that a lot of people say, small business. I understand that you are just growing, but then do not portray your business to be like a small business actually. Because the minute you see yourself as a small business, like that small brand, even if you have one customer, treat that one customer as though that is everything that you have. And then treat your brand as though you are selling to a lot of people already. Treat your brand as though you are selling to a lot of people already. Understand your target audience. Understand what each person wants. And also, one of the things that would help you build a strong brand identity is that people value like good experiences. If a customer has a good experience with you, trust me, your brand would sell itself. The best form of money you can make, the best form of advert you can do is referrals. Like, people should talk about your brand for you. You do not necessarily have to talk about your brand. But before you get there, you have to have been able to give value to somebody. If I'm selling one thing to somebody, now experience is not just about delivering a package. I can get a package from you, and the package is okay. But I would not see the need to give you a review just because of the way a rider spoke to me. Do we agree? Have you ever bought something and then because of the rider was rude, you did not get back to the vendor to say, I love it? But now, if you know what you are chasing in your brand, if you go back to meet this person and you say, have you gotten your package? And she's like, yes. They see the need to tell you. How you handle situations also matter. I've made losses. It is very, very fine that you are going to make mistakes. It is very, very fine that you will cry. I will cry. See, I'm not even talking like a lady because I've screamed at dispatch riders. Look at my voice. I'm a very young girl, but I have actually cried. But I will cry those tears for my customers. I would do those things. I would take those pains for my customers, but they would have a good and fair experience. Why I take the odds, and then it helps my brand to grow better. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So you are taking those bullets for your brand, and then they are giving you, like everybody has a personal experience. I had an experience one time that customer actually seized some items I was sending. It was 700,000. My profit on it was 100,000. Yes, and I was the one that was supposed to pay for it. Did I pay? Yes, I paid a major part of the money. But then at a point, the boy had to tell me, don't worry, I'm letting it go. And that is only because of how I handled the situation. I was constantly speaking to him. Don't join people online to say, oh, customers are not always right here. You don't have the money that they have. Customers are king. Anybody that you are dealing with, if you're a photographer, that little thing that you are doing, I don't know why I'm admin on photographers. That little thing that you are doing, like just amending somebody's dress, like your client's dress, it will go a long way. The thoughtfulness would actually count, and it's just going to stick to their mind that, oh, you know what, when I'm looking for somebody, I can actually use this person. So take feedbacks also. If you are trying to build a strong brand identity, you have to take feedback. The earlier you realize that you can never always get good reviews, the better for you. It is very, very fine and okay that people give you bad reviews. Do you understand? It is very, very fine. I'm always in for honest criticism. Say anything that you want to say. I've sold bodysuits too. By God's grace, I've sold over 50,000 bodysuits. Now, I will tell you that there are people that will still not like it. I have over 5,000 reviews, but there are people that do not still like it. Now, what I do in situations like that, I would never rubbish my brand. I will tell you, I know what I am giving to you. And it is very okay that you do not like it. Now, that is a different statement from, no, what I'm giving you is the best, or I do not know for you. Oh. Do you understand? Now, I am trying to strike a balance. I am saying my brand is the best. I know what I am offering you, but I understand that tastes are different. It is very fine that you do not like this thing. I am genuinely sorry. See, there are certain things, a lot of times we just give ourselves pride that nobody gave us. There are certain things that you will just do. It will just pour cold water on somebody's body. Somebody can be in my DM, shouting, 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 shouting. And one voice note, the person will now be like, oh, but that's not what I actually mean. Oh. But when you are shouting with the person, you're only giving the person a negative impression about you. You know you are not wrong. It is very, very fine that you are not wrong. But then at sometimes you just have to rub on people's ego, and then you just give them everything that is just okay to give them a good experience, just so that you have that brand identity that when somebody is talking about your brand, somebody might want to buy a jean trouser now, and he's telling his friend, oh, go and buy from this guy. And then the other guy is like, oh, I have somebody. But it's like, no, this person, the delivery is very fast. She's going to talk to you. If there's anything wrong, she will refund your money. Those are different picks that gives your brand like a uniqueness from the other person that they are referring to. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So it just helps you to stand out. It just helps you to stand out basically. And also, the most important one, we're at an age and time that if you notice, there are not so many shops anymore. There are shops though, but not everybody. I think when I was growing up, my mom used to move from different shop to different shop. When we move areas, she's already looking for a new shop to sell stuffs and all. My dad is actually a marketer, so I would also say maybe a big thank you to him that in a way I actually got that from him. So from different shops to different shops, but now my mom is actually telling me to teach how to use Instagram. And it's like a flex because now you want to actually learn because you know that it's not really that way. A lot of people are leaving for work by 4:30, 5 a.m. and then they are coming back at night. Not everybody has what it takes to go and be looking for one shop. But online now, you can sell anything. You can sell pin. I've seen people sell peas too that they used to turn eba. Those basic things. People are selling ewedu online and they are selling. Do you understand? There is nothing that is not marketable online. So leave that fear of, oh, I don't actually want to put myself online. If I ask a lot of people here, one of the reasons why you started your business is like, oh, I cannot be making all those videos that are cringe, right? Are there people like that here? you don't want to do, look at the way you did your face. I know it's you. You don't want to do all those videos. You see those videos, you see that they're actually doing well, and then you are like, oh, this is nice, but then you don't want to be those people. Now, I want you to know that, plus the video, plus the person that made the video, plus what you want to do, there is nobody that's thinking about you. All of them together, they do not care about you. How life works is, if I see a video, and I'm like, waiting me this, that is all. Nobody cares about you so much to keep your video and start talking about it. So that thing that you are thinking of is only inside your head. And then you are only bringing yourself down. You're only dragging yourself down. And then time is not waiting for anybody. Do you understand? You will say, oh, don't worry, I'm going to start today. That spirit of boldness does not just come. It's either you are taking the word by force, like you are dragging it by yourself, or you are not. But if you decide that, oh, you want to keep lazing around, you want to keep waiting, you are just going to like be dwelling on it, and then nothing would actually like be able to like work out. So if you now decide that, oh, you want to use social media, there are different platforms currently. But now, for businesses, a lot of times it's like Instagram and TikTok. Now, Instagram is a very beautiful app, but I feel like everybody is transitioning to TikTok. Am I right? A lot of times we open our TikTok like every day, you just stumble on different things and a lot of things. Now, TikTok is even great because on TikTok, you don't get to pay money. Just post anything. There was a day I randomly posted a video. I was using TikTok to edit the video, and I just dropped my phone. The video like went up on TikTok, then saved on my phone. I wanted to upload the video somewhere. And I woke up to 10,000 views. Just like that. And I'm like, from where? I saw several message requests. People were trying to like buy the stuff. Now, mind you, the stuff is even sold out. But then there were a lot of customers, which means more people already know my brand. And did I pay? No. It only took me less than 10 minutes to edit that video and upload the video. Do you understand? Now, it is very, very okay that TikTok algorithm is very, very funny. You can be using your TikTok, and then for the next 2 months, none of your videos have gone viral. Am I right? There are videos that they are just on 200 views. There are even 3 views, you, your sister, and your other brother. It is very, very fine. Do you understand? But one thing that you should know is, when your videos are like that, you have to look for other means. You have to know that, okay, there are people that, oh, there is Toby there. Toby video is doing so well, which means there is something that Toby is doing differently. Do you understand? Now, you should know that there are room for growth. For me now, I invest a lot in content creation tools. I know that in this time and age, content creation is like the main thing that everybody is doing now. So, if you tell me this light is going to work better for my videos to look sharper, I'm buying that light. If you tell me this softbox is better, I'm doing it. Now, for you, it is okay that you are just starting and you do not have what it takes to like be buying those things. But I will tell you that when I also started, I was making videos under hot scorching sun. The way this sun is now, that is the best time for me to create my content. And I can show you those videos. And trust me, you would think I actually shot those videos with a 13 Pro Max. And that was because even if I'm not getting it, I'm just trying to take a video of like one shirt. And I would stay there, I would take like 10 takes. But then there is you that is like, oh, it's not working, I don't like the way it's looking, and then you have left it. I think recently, the one I started to hear was, people will start their business, and then the next day you are like, oh, what's up? How is sales? They will send you a very good review. Oh, I loved everything, it's really nice, people will buy it. The next day, what's up? How is sales? They'll be like, oh, I've not really sold anything. Why? I have not posted it after that day. It will be somehow if I'm posting it again. Like, you are thinking about what people would actually say. It will be somehow if you wake up, you are posting on your status every day, oh, come and do graphic design with me, come and do this with me. Nobody has texted you. You now think the best thing to do is to actually stop posting it. What is calling you is hunger. And the fact that nobody would still know you, and nobody still cares so much about you. I'll tell you for free that when I started like posting on WhatsApp, I was posting for 3 good months straight. Consistently, morning and evening. I did not have one customer. I will post the watch. I will post everything. Now, the only thing that I know that I was doing differently was, I knew that a lot of people love reviews. Anytime I get one customer, and that customer is my friend or family member, I will go all the way to the market. I would use plus profit plus everything and pay transport to the market. But the videos I will make inside that market, You would think I went to buy the whole market. I would create content and post it. Come with me to the market. This is live video of the product. So a lot of people felt like I was very serious. And then one day, somebody saw in my video that I was passing somewhere, they were selling crayfish, like a lot of crayfish. I was like, is that crayfish? I said, yes. And he was like, oh, that should ask how much. The difference was, I think, like 3,000 naira. And then he was like, can I help him buy? I said, yes. I did not charge him. From there, I started doing personal shopping. People started sending me on errands. And I was making a lot of money. You would see me, I'll be sweating out. I'm going to different places in the market. And then I'm doing all these things. But at the end of the day, I think that was like in 2020, 2021. But I would have like 20K, 21,000 after paying transport, which was reasonably a good amount of money. But trust me, if I had stopped posting, if I did not get an order that would take me to that market, nobody would see the crayfish that would want to do personal shopping. Do we agree? So that is just that you have to like stay consistent, because there is just one day that somebody would see something that you are actually doing and they would see the need. So if you have to stay up and edit that video, you have to like stay consistent. If you have to, you want to use social media to sell anything, you must stay consistent. Like you must dwell there. You must tell Mark that the algorithm will favor me. There are certain things that I pray for that you will be wondering if this is something that God should hear. Even me, sometimes I'm like, is this necessary? I pray for something as normal as, God, I want my TikTok video to go viral. It does not make sense. Do you understand? But I'm bringing God into it. And He would never fail you. You are like, oh, I want to create content today. God, I want this content to come out looking okay. I want this. You have already known that, oh, this is content creation. You have to use social media to utilize your potentials and everything. But when you drag God into it, the both of them will work hand in hand. And it would actually push you to the people that you actually want to really say to. So now when you now decide that, oh, you've created a platform, you have your Instagram page, first thing you have like your page. Now one thing that you have to know is that you have to be unique. From your flyer, from your name, from your bio. I would see some people Instagram page and I'm like, even if it's me, I will not buy. You are not going to pack different emojis, just stamp WhatsApp link there and expect people to actually buy. There are certain pages that are very aesthetically pleasing. The people that are even coming to the page, they don't want to buy first. But what they are doing is that they are checking the page. Believe me, when they start checking your page and all the videos are interesting them, they would not know when they would text you. Do you understand? So you have to like put in the work to make your page look like what it should be. Do you understand? And then when you start, no matter how little your community is, I call my customers basically, it's like a family. It's a community. I see their stuff, I actually like repost it for them. No matter how little it is, even if it's 3 followers you have, be posting on that your story. Oh, they are not viewing it, nobody's seeing it today. The person that is meant for would actually see it. That daily affirmation that you are posting on your page, that you actually think that nobody is liking this post, the person that word of affirmation is meant for is coming to see it. And just because of that sort of kindness that you've shown the person, the next time that the person wants to buy something, there is just another attachment that is beyond what you are selling that the person has for you. And the person would see the need to like come to your brand and not go to any other place. I don't know if you understand. So that's it basically. And then also, even if you are leveraging social media, you have to like provide value. Because social media has its good and the bad side. The way it's very easy for you to like sell is the way it's very easy for them to like pull you down. Somebody can make one TikTok video condemning your product. People that have not bought from you, that have not heard your name, they are the ones that are sharing that content. They are the ones that are talking about it. They are the ones that are in the comment section. I've seen somebody that's like, she had to like even involve lawyers. I'm not sure she did anything really serious, but they were dragging her. And then another person came and was like, that's how she used to do. She was like, have you bought from me before? The girl went mute. And I love that girl because she entered her DM. She was like, you are going to tell me when I did this thing to you. You would explain to me. And that's something that I can do. If you say you want to bring me down, we would actually go low together. So, but then for you to avoid certain things like that, the old dragging and all, by God's grace, which I'm very grateful, nobody has set ring light on my matter. And I would never pray for it to happen because, first of all, I will run away. Maybe I'll come and live with one of you. I would run away, I would cry. And then for me to avoid certain things, I would never give you the reason to talk. And that is you providing value. You actually have to give value. If I'm sending out a package, I would send it out with good confidence. I'm really glad that my customer is here. And she would actually like tell, right from like when I was even a baby brand, I was investing in packaging because I actually want, your experience should start from when you are seeing it. I would go as far as I've discontinued my business with several logistic company because why are you rude to my customer? A lot of people can say it's not my business, I've delivered the package, but don't be rude to them. You're either being rude to my customer alone is enough reason for me to like discontinue. So I want from when somebody is meeting you, they are smiling at them, they are collecting their package, and from them collecting their package, they are opening the packaging is nice. Before they now see the product, when they see the product, they are already excited. Now they now see the need to like come back to you on that same platform. They come back to Instagram and say, oh, I really love what I got for you. Now when they say that, the only thing you have to do is screenshot and post. There are a lot of people that would never buy from a brand that they are not seeing reviews from. I know many of you are here. You would never buy from a brand that you've not seen somebody else's review from, which is very fine. But then there are also people that have a brand that they do not see the importance of posting those reviews. You are like, oh, I don't know what to post again. What you want to post is always there. It's just you that think it's not worthy of you posting it. That video that you think, oh, it's cringe, I don't like the way I'm talking. Post it. You will see people, that's the video that they will be laughing at. The video that I will spend money to shoot, nobody actually sends the video. It's the one that nobody sent me to do. I've made a video in my house that I was just ranting. And I had to drop my phone because the engagement was a lot. Do you understand? So you just don't overthink anything. You just have to go for it. In as much as you are going for it, just put in the value. Now, in using social media, everything you have to know, it's like a long process that we cannot deal on now. But trust me, everything you need to know about that business you want to start is also online. There is Google, and then TikTok is even overshadowing Google. If you go to your TikTok search something as little as, how do I fix a press-on nail? You are going to see it there. How do I use this thing? You are going to see it there. Like anything that you're actually like thinking of, you will see it. You would see other business owners' video. You would see how they are doing their videos. And you will be like, okay, this is a pattern. In that field of something that you want to do, pick somebody that you feel is doing really well in that field. If you want to be a graphic designer, pick somebody that you think is doing exceedingly well in that field, that is leveraging social media properly. Now, I'm not saying you should go and do copy and paste. God does not like that one. Don't go and carry somebody else's brand that when they come to your brand is already looking like this person's brand. There are people that even used to go as far as stealing reviews. People have carried my review and gone to put it on their own page. Like, it is that bad. So, nobody sent you to do copy and paste. But there is a way you will see somebody's brand. You will be like, okay, this is how I want my brand to be. But because you are somebody that has sense, you will go back to your drawing board. You are not just doing business. If you treat your business like a baby, they will help you to treat it like a baby. So if you go back to your drawing board, you are like, oh, this person's bio is like this, which means this thing now. Like on my own page now, you can see sold over 30,000 bodysuits. Now you want to sell ring lights. You can say, oh, your one-stop store for everything ring lights. That is like a very catchy phrase that anybody that comes to your page already feels like, okay, this person knows what they are doing. Your bio is already like screaming something that actually makes sense. Do you understand? So you have to like ensure that those things are like there. So basically, you can use social media to get all you want and then provide value. Also, in providing value, you would actually get even user-generated content. A lot of times, I will just be in my DM and somebody has made full get ready with me video for me. Video that I'm not paying them for. I know how much I used to like pay influencers. But then a lot of times people just send me videos that I did not ask them for. But then because of how the person has tied that piece, another person is buying it. A lot of times you can say, oh, you want to snap a product picture. Some of you just drop it on the floor. You will not carry camera like this. You will not be snapping it. You will not say somebody did not buy it. If it's you, will you buy that thing? There are different ways that you can actually go about it. One thing you should know is, if you try like this, if it's not working, you put it like this. If you put it on a hanger, if it's not working, you join everything together. You don't want to see me when I'm editing video. Don't even come close to me because I'm already thinking ahead. I want to make 1 and 2 to become 15. I want to make in everything that I'm doing, like what I've done before, and what I'm doing now has to be different. What I'm doing now has to be better than what I have done before. Do you understand? So in anything that you are doing in your business, just ensure that the place you are yesterday should not be the place that you are now. Do you understand? Anything that you are doing, if you are making a bold step, it is okay. It is okay to have baby step. It is okay for you to fall 1,000,000 times. It is okay for you to be very cranky, have mood swing, have anxiety, but never stop trying. Continue trying, and by the special grace of God, God would actually help us all. So I think that's it, basically.
Thank you very, very, very much. Please, a round of applause again once for her.
Thank you so much. You did so amazing. So amazing. Did anybody learn something today? Have you learned anything from Anointing? Have you learned anything from Toby? You guys are not talking now. Wow. Have you guys learned anything from Toby? Let's give her a round of applause once again. Thank you so much, Toby. That was really a good session. I'm just going to, say what stood out for me from what she said. Something that stood out for me was take feedback, right? And this also, relates to whatever you do in your life. It doesn't have to be like entrepreneurship, really. It could be in your career. Feedback helps you grow. Feedback helps you do better. Feedback helps you implement more strategies that can make your business do better, reach more people, reach more target audience. And I really love that you said you will not always hear the best feedback from people, right? The bad and the good feedback will actually help you grow better and do better. Thank you so much for that nugget, Toby. It really means a lot. Emmanuel, what did you learn from Toby's session?
Wow, that's very, very impactful section. I think one of the things that I actually take note of was the fact that she mentioned you being consistent on whatever you're actually doing. And I think it really struck a bone for me, because a lot of time I get to do a lot of things at the same time, and when I'm not getting a result, I just move on to other things. So I think that's really struck a bone, and I think it's something I'll actually take home and work on. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you. So briefly, we'll be taking questions for just 5 minutes. Does anybody have any question they want to ask Toby? You want to start a business, you already have a business, you're looking to scale your business, you're looking to implement more social media strategies for your business, really. Any question at all? We are going to take just maybe 2 people that have questions for Toby. Is there anybody like that in the house? Do you want to signify by raising up your hand? You have a question. Okay. All right, sir. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hi. Good afternoon, sir.
This one, are we looking sad today? Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, thank you very much, Anointing. I don't know if I should call you Anointing or Toby. I don't know if that's what makes you, one of the best brands, because maybe I need to change my name.
The Anointing is really, really working.
Anointing Bob. All right, so, before this session, I actually went through your page. And I'm sure most of us here have Instagram pages for our businesses. She has 40,000 followers.
Please put your hands together for her. It's not easy.
I don't think you realize what 40,000 followers is.
40,000 organic followers.
Organic followers.
For 3,000 now. Wow.
So these are our fans. So, and I'm sure everybody here wants to understand, how do you take a brand from 0 to 43,000 followers? What are some of the things that you did? Can you share with us and we would learn?
Okay, so basically, when I started using Instagram, funny enough, in 2022. That was when I started using my Instagram page. But then I saw that a lot of people, there were certain ways that certain pages were. There is this girl, I think Lux Kajo. I've never texted her before. I've never bought anything from her. But her page sort of stood out for me. And I would always go to her page and I'm like, oh, why is this girl's video like this? Why is she talking this kind of way? And I'm going back to do those things. Now also, sponsored ads. Do you understand? There is nothing that you want to sell that you cannot sell. There is somebody that, the person that you want to even sell to, you're thinking is in this Yaba. But don't worry, the person is in Iyanoworo looking for you. And now there is a way Instagram works that is just going to push that your video to actually go to that person that is looking for it. And then when you create good content, There is no way leave that filter that you are using to make that video. All those your filter-rated video, Instagram does not want to see it. It is not doing what you think it is doing. Just make a very clean and clear video, and then your content just like get to like grow. And because also, I would say, I tend to like, I created more like of a community. So a lot of people come to my page for different reasons. You can come to my page because of you want to speak to Toby. I think on my WhatsApp, so people buy from me not just because of they are trying to buy from Toby Closet, but then there is a person as Toby. There is a reason why you are following me. It could be that you've just seen a video where I'm just ranting or how my day is going at the market, and you're like, oh, I love the way this girl is hustling, and then I want to be somebody like this. And you're already glued to my page. You've clicked the follow button just because of that. So from there, it grows. So don't just open Instagram because you want to only sell. See the need to want to build a community and bring out that your food money. Use it to run ad. You will collect it back. Don't worry.
Thank you so much, Toby, for that. And see, I'm a big fan of Toby, actually. And I love how she engages with our community, right? You would send Toby a message that, oh, I bought something, I don't like it. She would actually tell you that I would send a dispatch to pick it up, return it, and give you a better one. So she actively engages with our community. Even on her story, you see her ranting, you see her talking about how her day went, how one person did this and that. And that really builds a sort of relationship with our audience. Thank you so much, Toby. Does anybody have any question?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, so for example, is it the same concept as selling a product? Is it the same thing as selling yourself? So I want to sell myself online. Maybe, I'm into a graphics designer, for example, or maybe a photographer. How do I sell? Now, I'm not selling products, I'm selling a service. How do I, package it? Or maybe I'm even a graduate of something, and I want to use Instagram. Oh, I'm a civil engineer. I still want to use Instagram to sell myself or whatever it is I'm doing. How can I go about that?
Okay, so for this, basically, I think one of the things that we do is, if something is not working this way, you cannot just randomly go on Instagram and be looking for people that are going to give you a job as a civil engineer. It doesn't work that way. Do you understand? But now there are certain places that you would go to, that you would meet certain people that are willing to give you contracts. Do you agree? Now there are certain things that you are going to do. For a graphic designer, there are endless business owners looking for somebody to draft a good design for them. Now you are going to walk up to people. Nobody has fire on their head. I walked around my school, Imo State University. I walked around my school, and I would always go and meet people. I would come and meet you with a smile. If you like, be angry and say, what is this girl's problem? That is your own. Funny enough, I have one of my very good friends, I'm surprised he's here. We went to the same school, and he can actually like tell you for a fact. And I will come and meet you, and I'm like, hi, good afternoon. And you are looking at me with a straight face. I'm like, oh, don't worry. I love your hair. Already, you are feeling very comfortable. And I'm like, oh, I am a graphic designer. And what I would do is, I actually have a virtual card for my brand that you can just scan the QR code. And you don't have to take so much of somebody's time and be giving them story that touches the heart. Tell them, I'm a graphic designer. I know that you are not looking for one right now, but I'm just hoping whenever you have it in mind to get one, my name pops up. And then, okay, can you do me a favor and just scan this? When they scan it, all those amazing things you've done on your Instagram, only them who can see it by themselves. Do you understand? So leave Instagram alone. Go out there. There is nobody that has fire on their neck. And even when you are going out there, set boundaries. Please. When I was selling, as a girl, I will tell you for a fact that there are guys that they will tell me, oh, bring it to this hotel. It is very fine. I will tell you no problem. When you pay, if you see rider, don't collect your package. When you see a rider, don't collect your package. So you would set boundaries. At a point, I will tell them, you would not tell me that. There are certain things. And now those guys, they've actually become like really great friends to me, that they are the ones referring me because they know that I would never mix business with pleasure. Do you understand? So treat your business really nice, and then talk to people. As a graphic designer, talk to people and then show them that your page, and you can actually scale from there.
Wow, thank you so much, Toby. And one of our speakers has something to say.
Thanks. Thank you, Toby. That's a very interesting question. I just wanted to add another perspective to it. I particularly like the reference to the career side. So he gave the example of someone that is a civil engineer and is trying to maybe get a job or sell his or herself on Instagram. So yeah, there's the argument that Instagram is really not the right place to do that. There's LinkedIn, right? But I also look at it from this angle. There's something that we call thought leadership, right? And it's something you hear a lot of people that are trying to build careers talk about. And what does it mean? It means, she talked about it when she was speaking earlier, that when a particular concept or a thing comes to mind, your face or your page also comes to mind alongside. Imagine you want to get a job as a civil engineer. You've not done anything, you don't have any experience, but you travel around a lot. Imagine that you took pictures of interesting architectural stuff. Every time you travel, you see something that's really nice and unique, and you take a picture of it. And as part of the description, alongside the picture, you're saying, oh, this is a beautiful piece. I like how, I'm not an architecture person, right? But I'm just giving you an idea. I like how this looks. I like how that looks. I think this could have been better. That could have been better. You go to another state, you see something, you take a picture. I like how, that way you've built, nobody might be engaging you at first, right? But it's popping up on people's feed, and they are taking note of it subconsciously. So when the person eventually maybe has a contract or a side gig or something that has to do with architecture or civil engineering, your name or your page or your handle or whatever it is immediately pops up, in mind. So that's something you might want to explore as well.
Thank you
And
very much.
also, you can, sorry, please. And also, it's very okay for you to learn from somebody. Don't assume that you would automatically become a boss. If you're a graphic designer, if you're a civil engineer, follow that very good civil engineer, be following him to the site. Don't collect any money. He would one day be overwhelmed with the gigs he's getting and trust you with it. So be willing to serve even before you also lead.
That's so good. Thank you so much, Toby, for that. Thank you. We are moving on now from Toby's session. Thank you, Toby, again. Can we put our hands together for her? That was really a good session. And now we'll be moving on to the second speaker, the mental health speaker. I'll be introducing her now.
All right. Welcome once again, and we're moving quickly into the next section. A lot of times, one of the things that kind of like really strikes me is the fact that a lot of people do not really get to take note of their mental health. And we just continue our day, we just continue working and all of that. We don't take note of how well we are actually in terms of our mental state of being. And I think it's very, very important. I think it's something that we really need to speak on and we really need to address. And in person of the person that will actually be getting to speak on this will be Dr. Benu Akinwale. She is a psychologist trained at the University of Lagos. She's a registered psychologist and behavioral analyst. She's a behavior interventionist and the creative director of Optima Care Human Development Center. Dr. Beni received daily inspiration from her husbands and kids who have continually encouraged and support her to give to others. She teaches psychology at undergraduate and graduate levels at the University of Lagos. With an overwhelming rounding applause, can you please celebrate Dr. Benu Akinwale?
Hello, everyone. Hello, my dear panel of discussants this afternoon. Trust you guys are good. And to our friends on the other side of the podium, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Benu Shola Akinwale. Interestingly, this is my faculty. I work with the Faculty of Social Sciences. I'm a lecturer with the University of Lagos here. So I'll be just taking us briefly on our mental health. And I'm sure this topic is overflowed. We've been hearing mental health. But let me bring it down and let me not do like the life coaches that will just talk about mental health. I will talk about psychological health. And I think many of us will be able to resonate well with that. When we talk about psychological, okay, let me just introduce you to my topic this afternoon. The topic is mental health as a tool for an effective career path development. I believe all of us, we are not there. Are we there? If we are there, we shouldn't be here today. Even Toby is not there. So that means we still all have a lot of things to put together to ensure that we have a career path that we can really say we are thriving in, it's developing, it's flourishing, it's booming. Please, let's move to this next slide. So when we talk about mental health, we are talking about the integral component of health and well-being. That thing that makes us feel like human, like normal human being. That means we are not limiting it to only our physical health here. We are talking about our emotional health. We are talking about building of relationships, shaping of our behavior in the right atmosphere. If you listen closely to Toby's discussion, you will see the place of mental health in that discussion. If you don't have a good mental health, good psychological health, you can't flourish in any career. Be it business or career, it's not going to work. The reality out there is that, in fact, if you look at this, our cloud very well, sometimes there is frustration in the cloud. That means the person next to you may be frustrated. The person sitting next to you may be an angry person. And how do you flourish in between an angry person and a frustrated person? So in essence, we have to understand the need why we should build on our psychological health. Not that we shouldn't toughen up, not that we shouldn't be difficult, not that we shouldn't be bad, but we should in a way try as much as possible to be human. As a lecturer, sometimes my colleagues, when they have issues with students, you see the students, they come to my office and people keep asking, what is the tool? And I keep telling my colleagues that the students we have in this generation they are different. Back then when I was an undergraduate, before you even knock on your lecturer's door, you go through Psalm 23. Lord is my shepherd. As I'm entering Dr. Opayemi's office, I hope he will not kill me today. These days, they will come to my office without even knocking my door. And you see, hey, Dr. Akinwale, and you see colleagues flaring up. I tell them, you have to slow down. We now have generation of broke students from broke homes. 2-3 generations of poverty running. And you now want them to be excited in the class. It's not easy. With Instagram, with the reality on ground, so many things are going on in people's mind. So when we are dealing with people around us, we need to be careful. Please, if you want to flourish in any organization, it's important that you understand that people are going through so much. So if you now understand that people around you are going through many things, that means you have control over your own. You can now go in with a smile. Good morning, sir. My name is so. I would like to have a question or 2 words with you. Can you see your own approach is not the frustrated approach? So whether you are seeking for a job, you want to sell your brand, you need to carry yourself in a way that you just see people like, oh, people are not happy. So 2 unhappy people, do you think they can flourish together in the same room? The answer is no. So once you understand that people around you may not be happy, that means you yourself, you have to work on your own. And that's your own advantage for coming here this afternoon. You understanding that even if the whole Nigerians refuse to be happy, I have chosen to be. And once you are happy, that means you have control of your mental health. If you don't have control of your mental health, see how many young people are depressed now. See how many young people are relying on drugs just to keep going because they don't have a hold of their mental health, of their psychological health. So let us understand the fact that we need our mental health to be able to flourish, to be able to deliver on whatever career or business side we have chosen. So what are the significance of mental health? It's the basis for overall health. In psychology, we talk about health psychology. And I tell people, all the illnesses you see in this world, they are linked to our behavior. Just mention one illness. Let me link it to behavior. Mention one. Physical. Paralysis. Okay. If someone is paralyzed, do you think it will not affect the person's behavior? It will. So there is no sickness that is not intertwined with our mental health. If there is paralysis, happiness may not be there 100%. Assessing public social interaction may be difficult for people like that. So that means the paralysis is affecting other aspects of their lives. So also other illnesses you have seen. Research has shown that as dangerous as cancer is, the place of unhappiness can make such tumors, can make such cells grow faster in one's body. There was a particular research that documented people, especially women that are having marital challenges, as people that really load high on cancer, especially breast cancer. So that means you need your partner. That happiness, that your laughter, oh, I'm happy. It can suppress a lot of illnesses in your body. So can you see that our mental health can drive our physical health? It can also affect our relationship. Sometimes when I look at beautiful sisters without a boyfriend, without a relationship, I keep asking, Shoko ti won to yeni? For real, Shoko won to yeni? See how many brothers you have in this room. But ask me, many of them, between me and you, they are not friendly. Try them in a week. You ask yourself, oh, no wonder the sister has been on the street for long. The behavior is not there. And if you see stranded brothers too, ideally a man shouldn't be stranded now. Even ordinary, don't let me say ordinary, conductors on the road, some of them have 3-4 girlfriends. So if you're handsome like this, and you're in your 30s, you don't have relationship, I start asking myself, because ordinarily, it shouldn't get to that level. Men should be hot cake, whether you are fine, you are well packaged or not. Whatever thought you put to it, you should sell. So in a situation where you are now 50, no lady is appreciating you, then as a psychologist, I will ask you like, Egbon, oh Paul, that means your mental health may be the driving force for why people are not getting close to you. We talk about productivity and performance. You can't perform whether in your job or in your academics if you are not happy. Check your first-class students and check whether they are happy kids or not. If you are not happy, if you are hungry, if you are broke, and you fail not to make things happen, you may not be happy. And when you are not happy, you can't be part of your class. You will just be in the class, sit at the last bench, and you are thinking of how to join another bus to Ikotun or Abaranje in the evening. So for you to really meet up, the place of productivity, your mental health is a driving force. Another one is coping strategies. This particular Gen Z, it's a very special breed because their coping strategies, they are not very resilient. They are not ready to face adversities. I could remember some months back, a student walked up to me like, Dr. Kinwale, oh, my friend wants to commit suicide. I said, call him for me. How old are you? He said 19. Are you married? He said no. Do you have kids? He said no. I said, okay, you are free to go. Let's know the number remaining. So the guy came back. But ma, you said I'm free to go. I said, don't come and put pressure on me. If you are 19, you are not rich, and you want to jump into Lagoon, go and see how many 40 and 50 years are on the streets without money. 19 is young to die because of money. Let's be realistic. If internet is actually pushing people to be rich early, that does not mean a 19-year-old should jump into the Lagoon because he or she is not rich. Are you rich even in your 40s, sir? You are still thanking God, Abi. So why would someone give up at 19? Someone that is in year 2. That means we should be ready to face the challenges ahead. Even if money is not forthcoming. Focus on other things. See what Toby has explained this afternoon. How you can put your resources together and make good out of it. Instead of thinking of jumping to Lagoon because you are not rich at 19. Who cares about people like that again now? We are too busy to focus on people that want to jump into Lagoon at 19 for not being rich. Quality of life is generally low now. So it's not about you alone, it's not about me alone. And that is the more reason that you need to counsel people around you. When they complain that they've not eaten today, guy, better take Gary. Gary no they kill. Because it's not as if it's only you. You are going to Abule Oja. You don't have money. Just tell yourself, oh boy, I feel waka now. Gates not too far. And as you step outside, you go see another brother. Ah, guy, how far? Now, you they go. And the two of you will roll together. Quality of life is generally low now. Quality of living is generally low. So it affects a lot of people. Another one is, okay, how can we navigate career paths after our education? Some of us are still in the school. Some of us have graduated. But even at that, we can still do self-evaluation. Am I really ready to go into the world of work? Several people are not ready. I run a program in my department, which is like a part-time program. You see people after completing law degree, after returning from law school, serving, going to practice for like a year or two, they will now come back to take part-time degree form in another course. Just because they have assessed themselves, they have evaluated themselves, and they now see that, no, let me not deceive myself. It is never too late to change direction and focus. Some people might be in maybe botany now, and they're thinking of, oh, tech is the new deal. That doesn't mean you will not finish that one. You can conclude that one and still think of focusing on other areas. One shouldn't feel stuck in one area. It's never too late. Please, let's move on. Also, research and exploration. Let's take our time to research into what is selling. Sometimes many of our parents sold cars, some sold land or monile. But in this day and time, we may not have land to sell. But there are other things we can sell that will still make us flourish. Let's explore around ourselves and look for what we can also do to make life meaningful for us. Another one is skill acquisition. Do you think you are too big to acquire more skills? Some of us think because you're undergraduate, you're already studying a particular course, we can't acquire skills. Please, go through some pages on Instagram and go and read people's stories. They will inspire you. You see some guys that are doing very well in tech. Some of them started in political science. Some started in history. But today, they can at least move to other parts and at least find something more meaningful to do. Another one is networking. We have gone past the era where you just stay back and you just rely on one of your uncles that used to live in Abuja to take you to where you are going. Those uncles, some of them will not answer your call the day you graduate. But once you are entering US, they will tell you, don't worry, just finish. Biochemistry. I have a friend that works in that field. By the time you graduate and you send them that message, some of them will not answer your call again. But the truth is that when you are here, network with people, attend programs. Some of these seminars are free. They are not going to charge you anything. And in the course of you attending some of these programs, you will discover your path. You will discover things you can really invest into that will really take you further. Another one is establishing realistic goals. Let's be realistic. Don't let us deceive ourselves. For a 19-year-old that wants to commit suicide because of money, is that realistic? Let's judge the situation. You are not from a rich home. You are not into any business. The person does not even have to be closet or working closet. And now you want to jump to Lagoon because you are not rich at 19. What have you been doing? So we should try to be realistic even when we are thinking of big things. She said she started little. With how many clothes? Few items. Some of us, we want to start with a shop that is as big as this place. Is that realistic? The truth is that it's not realistic. Start small. No, I'm a graduate. I can't do this. Go and see Vicky James and the likes of Prudence Gabriel doing very well. These people, they went for skill acquisition. They've grown themselves to the extent that they can stand on international podiums now. Not as if they are relying on one past glory of one great uncle that will help them. Adapting to change. Look at your environment. Things are changing. Things are moving. If your parent is a tailor, we used to call them tailor, and you now, you are seeing prospects in that area, your own is that you shouldn't be a tailor. Or are you supposed to be a tailor in this age and time? No, you should have a fashion line. Since Daddy has been a tailor, your own should be a fashion line. By the time you have a fashion line, you have a very nice background, you have some nice mannequin that you put those fabrics on, and you go for proper training to get the finishing right. Unlike daddy, daddy will just turn it. But now, tailoring has gone past that level of just turning and running it on that single machine. So that means you have to adapt to change and look for the opportunities around that you can really use to maximize whatever potentials you have. Work-life integration. We have to ensure that our health is key for whatever job we want to take up. If you don't have a good health, if you don't have a sound mind, forget it, you can't take up any good job. From the interview level, they will look at you and they will give themselves, not him, because you don't look like someone that is really ready for the job. Seeking help is another one. Let's not be too pompous to seek help. When Toby was doing a presentation, I was noting so many things down. It may not even be for me directly, but for people around me, might actually benefit. I have an Instagram page. It has been on 1,700 for over 3 years. I used to have maybe 2 followers for a whole month just because I refuse to engage people. Some people will reach out to me. Please, ma, can I come for counseling? Can you come for freelance? I tell them, you need like job. It's taking my time. Sometimes I will even ignore them. So when you were talking, it was as if you were ministering to me like, oh, you left this page at 1,700 for the past 3 years. No hard not. Even when you call me for event, I will tell you, no, I can't attend it. So some of us, we really need to seek help. And we should understand that learning is lifelong. It's not because you have a first degree and you have done everything. First degree in this age and time is just like O-level. It's not taking anybody anywhere. Let's be realistic. So if you have BSc, you don't plan to do a master's, a PhD, please, you have to do professional courses. You have to acquire skills. BSc alone will not give you any fantastic job. It's not taking anybody there. Don't let me break your heart. I've been a lecturer in this school for over 12 years, and I've been graduating students for 12 years. I encourage my students. Academics is one field that you may not be rich there, but you will survive, you'll be fresh. And there is opening in academics. But you need masters and a PhD to flourish in that area. If you want to go to the field, so many jobs are offering people contract job of 40, 50,000. So sometimes I encourage people, learn another skill. Do a master's. Get professional certificate. With that, you are building your career path. Even if you don't get that job immediately, you have something to package. Because some of your serious employers will ask you, you've graduated for 6 years. Any other certification between that 6 years and today, you now say, I've just been looking for a job for 6 years. But, oh, you finished 2010. Why is this your first job? Yes. But I've been busy over the years acquiring this skill, doing Oracle, doing Java, doing this. They will appreciate that, oh, in the last 4 or 5 years, you have been busy. Not that you have been busy doing other things that are not important. I think I still have more slides there. Yes. Life after education, okay, we can skip all of this. There's still more. One important area that I want us to really talk about. Okay, so this is our feel-good hormones. For biology students, we should be familiar with this. We talk about our dopamine, our oxytocin, endorphin, and the serotonin. And if you have these 4 good hormones working in you, I can tell you that your mental health will be stable. In terms of dopamine, it's a reward chemical. It helps you to complete a task. It helps you to do self-care activities. Self-care is knowing that you are sick, knowing that you need help. Eating food, celebrating little wins. For some of you, you don't even appreciate that God is even taking you anywhere. You are just angry that life is not good. Life is not good at 19. I want to jump into lagoon. No. There are other beautiful things that has happened in the course of your growing. Then try to Ensure you have mood stabilizers. Do your meditation, whether with your Bible, with your Quran. Do your running, do your exercise. Give yourself mental task. Endorphin is also equally good. That laughter, please laugh to the person beside you. Some people, it's so expensive. Oh, please. Sometimes just look into your mirror and laugh at yourself. Oh, I look good today, without anybody telling you. By the time you laugh, you are releasing all those bad hormones. If you want to go and take up a fresh job, whether you like it or not, just rehearse that smile. Oh, when they greet you, good morning, hello, how are you, ma? And the person will look at you like, see her looking very serious and smiling. Unlike you enter the place and you're like, they look at you like, we are not the cause of your pain, no. It's everywhere now. So slow down when you are dealing with us. The next slide, please. So this is our mental health model. Which zone do you think you are in life generally? Just meditate on this. Are you in crisis zone? Are you struggling? Are you surviving? Are you thriving? Or are you excelling? It's your own personal tax. You don't need to tell the person next to you. But if I look at myself, I'm not in crisis. People that are in crisis, those ones are on oxygen. No, you are not in crisis. That's why you can see it. Oh, struggling. Surviving. So some of us are in between this and this. But if you are between this and this, you are coming up. As long as you are not between these two. If you are here now, you may be losing hope, but you are struggling. If you are struggling, what will happen at the end of the day? You will excel. It is only when you are in crisis and you don't want to struggle that you will die in this stage. So let's just see that. Then the next slide, please. So still on that health model, where are you? You can just have that chart in your head. Finance. You may be in crisis under finance, under job, crisis, under health, excelling. Some of us, we don't have money. But health, money cannot buy that one. We are excelling in that area. And if it is only in health that you are excelling, is that not a good thing? People are paying millions to even excel in their health. And some of us, conduct is our problem, our behavior. Some people's behavior, let's classify it under crisis. You can't be their friend. So if someone is in that position, that means you have to encourage them to at least strive and be of good behavior. Especially undergraduates, let's strive and be of good behavior. When you're of good behavior, I tell you, you will excel, you will flourish. Like Toby said, sometimes she got bad reviews, negative reviews. But for the fact that she does not see herself as someone in crisis, she would rather see it as an opportunity to thrive and excel. Another one is career. Where are we in the area of career? Are we in crisis? Not sure. In friendship, where are we? Crisis too. No, that one you should be excelling in that one. Bragging that me, I have 20 friends. You're excelling now. You may not be where Asiwaju is today, but someone like Bola Tinubu will tell you he thrived on that. If you see Asiwaju excelling today, because he had good set of people that he can call friends, and they've been moving together all this while. Marriage is also there. Whether you are struggling, you are in crisis, you are thriving. It doesn't matter. In relationships, some of us are excelling. No, give it to us. Crisis, God will take you to excelling stage. No, we don't joke with all these small things. There are things that affect our mental health. If marriage is in crisis, friendship crisis, career crisis, health crisis, job crisis, where is the person in the pool of crisis? The last slide, I think. So do you have question and answer? I think I've charged you enough this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. Can we continue clapping, please? I mean, that's really exceptional. What sector are you? Thriving, a big crisis.
Me, I'm excelling, Shao. I don't know about any other person. Me,
All right.
I am excelling regardless of T-Pain. You have a question, just 1 minute. So we'll just share a recap of what stood out for us from our session. Do you want to go first, sir?
All right. So for me, I think one of the key things I kind of like took note of was the fact of her mentioning good mental health leads to better productivity, relationships, and performance, and helps improve overall quality of life. And I think that's really, really essential, and really need to take note of our mental state of being as well. Please take it.
So I'll go ahead to say that. What stood out for me was when she mentioned that you should be happy regardless, right? I know that it's difficult. There's a lot going on in Nigeria. Financially, economically, the price of things are really going up and it's getting out of hand. But it's okay to find happiness in the very little things. It could be somebody making you happy. It could be like, and I actually thank God for social media. When you are going through a lot, just go on TikTok or go on Instagram. There are many memes, many videos that would, crack you up. And just find happiness in the really, really little things. It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be you buying a car or having a house or traveling out of Nigeria. The little things that can give you happiness in Nigeria, please indulge in it. Thank you so much for that beautiful session. Thank you, Ma. Do we have any questions? If you have questions, please signify by raising up your hand. We have one. We'll be taking just 2 or 3 questions, really. We have one there, 2 and 3. All right, yeah. Please stand up, introduce yourself, and tell us what your question is.
The mic is on, right? Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello, good morning.
Hi.
Good afternoon. I've not eaten this morning, that's why. Good afternoon. My name is Corey.
Hi, Corey.
I'm an artist. I draw. So I wanted to say something about the 19-year-old boy that wanted to commit suicide. So basically, I'm a very young boy. I'm 20 years old. But most of my friends are like 3 years, 4 years, some even 7 years older than me. And most of them are doing better than me financially. So as a person that is in that kind of community, most of the time I get like the pressure to do better and work on myself. So in that case, if that 19-year-old boy doesn't have something that he's doing, like to get money, so the pressure can be like really, really strong. And me as an artist that I have something I'm doing, I have friends that if you ask them what do you do for a living, nothing, but they have money. And you hear things like, they'll tell me things like, after sitting down and drawing at home for 3 days, what will you collect, 100K? 100K never finish. That kind of thing. But as a person, I have things that I do to make myself happy and like calm myself down. But not everybody have that liberty. Some of them are really, really struggling. And 19 years might seem like a very small age, but the pressure is crazy. So next time you come across somebody like that, it's very, very good to encourage them and tell them that things will get better. Because I have friends that actually sit me down to talk to me and tell me that things will get better. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm David Adebayo. I'm a civil engineer. So let me pick it up. Okay. Let me pick it up from what my friend just said now. I think the issue of being pressurized at the young age and whatnot is as a result of you not trusting the process. Like, why, as you've mentioned now, you have senior colleagues, senior friends, like 3, 4, 5 years older than you. They started somewhere too now. Are you getting it? So why do you want to be where they are at that moment? Are you getting it? And thank you for your contribution. And what you've said too, like, you have to surround yourself with people. Friendship, love is very important. Have people you can talk to. No matter what you are going through, there should be someone at least you can just like, oh, my bro. I have friends that I talk to. I have girlfriend. I have my parents. We pray together when things are hard, when things are not going well. So friendship, relationships is very important. So my question, sorry, my bro, is, well, Oma, thank you for your presentation. It was quite impressive. So my question is that you mentioned that the overall quality of life has reduced. And I think it's globally. What do you think is the cause of this? Is it as a result that we are now very, what's it called, to data now, unlike before? You know, we don't have that much data. What do you think is the cause of this? And what's the solution? Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joseph, and I work in a bank. So my question is on expectations. Like, personally, I feel like one of the reasons why young people have so much pressure and mental heartbreak is because we come from, let's say we come from families whereby somebody asks you, how old are you now? You say you're 26, and they tell you that, oh, you're 26. Like for a lady, for example, they say you're 26, you're not married. What are you doing? A boy's not seeing you. Or a young guy, you say you are 28, and they tell you that, oh, by 28, you're supposed to be married. You're supposed to have a car. And we live in a system whereby owning a car right now is like, it's a lot of money. And young people are forced to do certain things to meet up to expectations from family. Like you live with your parents, and you hear people telling you that, why are you still living with your parents? Most of us are forced to do things that we are not supposed to do because we have to meet up to these expectations. So how do we handle expectation that comes from family, immediate family? That's my question.
Good afternoon. My name is Edward, and here is my question. Okay, we are going through a lot as a people, and in most cases, we are being advised that you have to find a way to be happy and all that. So my question is, are we not trying to be pretending or hiding the reality from? Yes, that's my question.
Thank you very much, Ma, for your presentation. So I feel like mental health is more, like people are more intentional about mental health abroad, but not really in Nigeria. So I feel like many people have mental health issues in Nigeria, but they are not aware of it. They might think it's just anger issues, but they don't know that they are bipolar. So my question is this: how can we recognize the early signs of mental health struggles in ourselves or others, and what steps should we take when we see those signs? Thank you.
We'll still do another panel session. Emma, worry.
Okay, thank you, dear listeners, friends, for your time this afternoon. It's obvious that people paid attention going by the number of questions I've received. The young man said, oh, he's also 20 years old. And first thing, my discussant here said, trust the process. I used to tell my students something in my class, in my simulation class, that in reality, most people that are rich at 19, they die early. It's not sustainable. Go and check your research. Go and check the car crashes in Lekki and check for the ages of those guys. It's not sustainable, especially when you go through the route of fraud and ritual. It's not sustainable. I put that to you. Go and check records and check the process for people that have gone through that route. The expiration is just about 3 to 5 years. So I tell my students, if you want to be rich at 19, you want to die at 25, it's better I stay back and get rich at 50 and live up to 80. There's a difference between these two. So understand the fact that most of those people that get rich at that age cannot sustain it because so many things will affect them. The age, they have to follow process that will take things away from them. They might ask you to drop your mom, drop your dad, drop your private organ, just because you want to spend money for 5 years. Sometimes it doesn't worth it. People, we have seen legit money in our society. Cool guys, some guys are rich, but check how many of them are truly rich at 19. So don't let anybody put pressure on you. If the pressure is getting too much, change your circle, change your friends. You block some contacts, go walk in here, you free them. I could remember when I was still waiting for admission, some of my friends, they got admitted to Osun State Polytechnic Ire, and they were mounting pressure on me, and I was like, I'm actually Lori, what do you mean? I would rather stay in my popsi's house until my UTME admission will work. At a point, they disconnected. Today, some of them are in my DM, asking for 5K to support this, support that. So don't let anybody put you on. Some of them are selling rice and beans by my bus stop today. So don't let anybody put you under pressure. You may take your time, but you will definitely get there as long as you live. Then the second question is on the quality. Okay, you also put a question or a comment to me that I ought to encourage the young chap. Sometimes we use reverse psychology. Look, parai. As if when you go there, what do you want to do in the other end? It's a fire. You are just setting yourself up for another fire. So how can you leave one fire here and jump into another lake of fire? And I tell them, this lagoon that all of you used to brag with, if you jump into that lagoon this afternoon, the fishes are hungry. They will devour you under 30 minutes. So who are you deceiving? Don't stress anybody. Don't put us under pressure. We are facing enough. Tell yourself, like, if it is Gary, let me soak. Because those fishes, if they get you, will it take them a day? No, they will devour you under 30 minutes. So who is losing at the end of the day? And it's so fun that there is no social media there. There is no time, there won't be room for feedback. So if you get there and the other side is hot, how will you now reach out to your friends there that you left? So I tell people, reverse psychology, like parents, when you stress your parents to the point, they will tell you, oh, mama, we're going to at this point. So don't let anybody give you pressure and just put yourself together. All will be well. We will all meet at the top. And you will call today's date for good. So the case of quality of life, there are two concepts here, quality of life and living condition. So quality of life is more subjective than living condition. What many of us tend to refer to is more of living condition. Living condition has really gone down in the last few months to the extent that people now eat once a day, twice a day. But in it all, we should still strike a balance. If we shouldn't die because we are not having 3 square meals. Because by the time 3 square meals comes and one has died, with the carcass of the person hits that 3 meal. So if it is one, I tell my students sometimes when we recommend them to social support units in the university, where they serve 1 meal per day for students, indigent students. And when I encourage them, even if it is 1 meal a day they give you, my own is just slow down. Make sure you go there around 12:30, 1 p.m. So that in the morning you've taken water, you've exercised, you've jogged with friends. Go there at about 1 p.m. Eat very well. So that in the evening, if it is only Gary you have, take it. The likes of my dad, during their whole AU days, he came from an indigent home. He said he had only 2 shirts as an undergraduate in OAU. That whenever he washed one, he will hang it by the bathroom door. So most of the cleaners used to think that that shirt is a rag. So they don't touch it. He said they call him Ilabe because all of you will go to restaurants, he will still come and meet you. Whatever you have. He hates it. He was supporting several ladies that are sent today in this society in their class. He said he would be the one to do the assignment just so that they could give him something. This is just to tell you that this suffering of a thing has been on for a very long time. My dad's contemporaries are in their 80s. So that means 50 years ago, he suffered as an undergraduate. And they later enjoyed. So whatever suffering you are going through as an undergraduate, you have 2 shirts, you have 2 trousers, it's not the end. It's not going to define you in future. And I tell my indigent students, If you are indigent, please be humble. Please be nice. Be of good behavior. When you have those ones, lecturers will adopt you. Some of us, we have offices where we need someone to work with us as assistants in our offices. So when we identify indigent students that are of good conduct, so not the ones that will even kill you at the end of the day, we bring them around, support them with food, with clothing, and in 2-3 years, they're out of the system. And the interesting thing is that they are the ones that get locked out there. And when you now see them, they come, Dr. Akiwale, I've gotten one big job. You see the joy. So my own is, when you are indigent, don't be rude and be of good conduct. Then you will definitely get to where you are going. Someone asked a question about family expectation. I think that has been with our parents for a very long time. And because in this part of the world, they raised us like they are doing business. Let's accept that. Most homes, they raised you guys thinking that they have invested in a business, and with time, the business will yield. Unlike Oyinbo kids, where the kids have gone to school with loans and the likes, the parents are not expecting anything because they did not take loan for you to go to school. But because our own parents have collected cooperative, so they are looking at the time, 22, what are you bringing at 24? They are now comparing you with your contemporaries around. Your own is still be of good behavior. Trust the process. Also encourage them. They are humans. Some of them sold their wrappers so that you could come to school. So if that is now the case, you are not there yet, the expectation is high. Also, you to sow good words into their lives. The process may be long, but we surely get there. Show them pictures of children that have made it in life and that have taken their parents' places. Show them, mommy, you to be praying, in how many years' time? By the time I complete this, God settles me. All of us too, we will fly aeroplane together. With that, they continue with whatever you are doing. But when you are not of good behavior too in the house, they start comparing you with Omoyalagbaja, that one is already bringing money. You are here. And some of us too. The way we handle our parents, we treat them like it is their business to give us the best. I tell my students, if you truly claim you're an adult, you shouldn't ask for pocket money. Because I teach developmental psychology. And when I ask, is 18 truly an adult in Nigeria? They will say yes. I said, it's just an adult for the fact that they can convict you, you can go to jail. But when it comes to responsibility, oh boy, you are not an adult here. How many 18-year-olds can actually fend for themselves here? The answer is no. So your own too is be humble. If it is their clothes that you can help them to wash, cleaning of the house, but not going shoulder to shoulder with them in the house like, it is 2-3 adults that are in this house now together. So it may not be funny at the end of the day. And the last one is someone talked about mental health. That so many people are having mental health issues. Let's understand the fact that mental health means psychological health, good health. So any other thing is mental illness, not mental health now. So if you now see people with signs of mental illness, then you should be able to do the appropriate referrals. There are hospitals around. But because of our environment and stigmatization and labeling, many people will not even admit to the fact that they are sick. Because me and you will be the first one. Is already going to Yaba. We are the ones now. Let's stop pretending like those people that we yab them are from the other realm. When you see people using a thing in your class, you are looking at them, we're not in logo. So next time when another person is sick, they will be in denial. They will continue to deny it, and because of our process, some will go from one pastor's church to the other for that miracle that we continue. That's the response to the questions.
Thank you so much, Ma. That was really, really an insightful session. Thank you for answering our questions. We are moving forward quickly to, introducing one of our partners. We have quite a number of partners now, but we'll be introducing one to come and give us a short presentation of what their product is about, what they offer, and what they do. So right now, I'll be calling on VelvePay. Can we put our hands together as they come forward? I'll be calling on VelvePay to come talk about their product offerings, what we can gain, and what we can learn from them. Let's continue to put our hands together as they come on stage.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice being in this gathering. It's nice being among entrepreneurs that, look forward to doing good for themselves. My name is Mayo Aladende. I'm the marketing manager for VelvePay. We're a social payments platform that is dedicated at aiding youngsters like us, both SMEs, large-scale businesses, to, help them scale tremendously. Okay, we are solving so much problems, even far more beyond what you think you have at the moment, understand? And I'm giving just few minutes, so yes, permit me if I rush through some things, okay? So yes, we've heard through what our speakers have said about our finances, about our psychology, how to grow our business, how to scale social media, physical marketing, and all of those. But I will tell you that all of this would be truncated if your payment collection is poor. Understand? So when you sell to your customers or when you sell to your clients, either your product or your service, whichever one, and you have a poor collection of payments, whereby it stresses them a lot to pay for the service you are rendering or pay for the products you're selling, most times you would not have returning customers. You would only have first-time customers, where for you to confirm a transaction, it takes ages, or you have to send them physical receipts and all of those. It would bore your customers out, which is why we are here to speak to you. So among the offerings that we are giving to participants here is our storefront. We have a storefront at VelvePay where SMEs can list your product. It is yours. Okay, it is yours. To build a website now, like she said, to build a website now, it will take you to buy domain, buy hosting, and all of those stress stand. And with the given exchange rates, come on, you'll be paying all those domain hostings lots of money. But with VelvePay, we are giving you a free storefront. When you come on board with us, you would have your storefront where you can list your products. Okay, you would put the prices there. Your customers can just come on your storefront, add to cart, and make payment with our numerous payment methods, either your card payment, payment link, API service, and all of those. We can integrate with your WordPress platform if you have one already, or your normal website, depending on irrelevant of the language you use to code your website. JavaScript, PHP, anyone you use, we can easily integrate. Okay. We also have our invoicing system. I'm sure we all understand what invoicing means, okay, but for just clarity's sake, invoice is a detailed breakdown of why you are charging someone what you are charging them, okay? It would include, let's say, the VAT, the shipping fee, and all of that, understand? We have a robust system that allows you send not just an invoice to your client, but to also collect payments with that same invoice. So take, for instance, I send an invoice to him for a shoe that costs 10,000 naira. On that same invoice, he can make payments, okay? And you will see why I'm charging him 10,000 naira, maybe plus transportation, plus delivery, plus VAT, and everything, okay? Just to make it easy for you. And one sweet thing we do with our invoices, when you make payments, you see, lots of business owners pursue your customers to pay. Okay, you start reminding, Mr. Taye, you've not paid money, Kilo Shele, all of that, understand? But with VelvePay, we would help you remind your customers. So you can just send an invoice to this beautiful lady over there and leave it as that. We would help you remind her until she pays up so that you can go about with your business, achieving the things that are best for you. Okay? Also, I spoke on our storefront, our payment link, our invoicing system. We also have the ability to receive money through QR code for the photographers in town, for our restaurant owners, where they can just scan your QR code that is unique to you alone, and payment is made. Okay, this is to just make life easy for us, basically. Receiving payment now has become a very hard thing, and most especially receiving payment in your business name. As a business owner, as a small-scale enterprise, we know to get a business name is very, very hard. If you go to GT Bank now, they'll tell you to bring 1 million documents. They'll tell you to bring your JAMB results, bring your birth certificate, bring your NEPA bill, your landlord ID card, bring it with you. But with VelvePay, you would just give us little documents, and we would enable you, would give you the ability, the superpower to receive payments in your business name. People feel more confident when they transact with businesses, understand? Take, for instance, you are bearing Arikepi order now, understand? And you are selling jewelries. if I'm sending money to your personal name, Titilayo, yes, I know you, but I'm still feeling like, don't you have a business name? I want to transact with your business, understand? And without CAC documents, you cannot open business name in or business account in regular banks. It's a very stressful process. But with us, we don't need your CAC yet. Yes, we need it if you have it to increase your capacity, yes, with us. But at least for the little millions you're transacting now, that would grow to become a very big business, we don't want to limit you at this stage. And we feel like you shouldn't be limited. Come on, we spoke on psychology and all. You shouldn't be limited. So that's why we are giving you the ability to also receive funds in your business name. Then lastly, I will speak on our vendor community. So we have a community of vendors whereby businesses like yourself, Stand, and ourselves interact, share knowledge. It's a close community for only exclusive people. Do you understand me now? Which we are throwing open and free to the whole audience. So our stand is at the back, at the registration point. If you need us, we are right there for you. Okay, so you can come around and join after the event, so it would not cause disruption. You can come around and join our community. Believe me, it would help you grow because you would meet potential customers. You would meet like minds like yourself. Do you understand? So that you can, share knowledge, grow your audience, like expand your tentacles. There are lots of fishes in the ocean, not laguno, like normal business fishes, understand? You can meet new people that would help your business scale. So lastly, because of my time, we have gifts for everybody. Everybody loves gifts. Everybody loves free things, okay? But to just make things a little bit spicy, we would love to gift the first 50 people that will be following our handle on IG a gift, like right now. I think we have like 3 minutes to do that. So if you can just go online, VELV_PAY. The VELV_PAY, and I'll be giving you your own exclusive gifts right here, right now. Then after the event, we can all come and get the general gift for everybody, But if you want the exclusive one, I think I have less than 3 minutes now. If you want the exclusive one, done. 2. Okay, please just, yes. My phone is pinging already. Thank God it's on silence. Yes, for those that followed at the entrance, you will still collect. You will still collect. You will still collect. So yes, our storefront that I spoke about is sharing the gifts now for everybody. VELV_PAY on IG. Yes. Done. All right. You would share the gifts for everybody now, and we would all receive it. Okay, yes. I think they are passing it around. They are passing it around. So yes, we welcome everybody. We welcome all businesses, large scale, small scale. Come on. I mean, we all hope to be like one day stand and have 1 billion followers and transacting huge volumes. Come on. And with the little we can do now, believe me, you really want to retain your customers. I'm sure she can attest to that. You don't want one-time customers, those that will just come and buy one product and they are off. And for you to retain customers, aside your UI and all, and your customer relation, you also need seamless payment service, which is why we are here for you. So let me exit now. Like I said, we are at the back. If you have any other further questions for us, please, we are open to your questions and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Velfie. Let's put our hands together for them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll be moving on briefly, but we have just like a 5 minutes game, or 3 minutes really, right? Please, we need volunteers, just like 2 or 3 people. We need to play a game to spice things up quickly. Just 3 people. I'm looking at that fair brother, dear. Do you want to come out? Thank you. We need 2 more people. I'm seeing some fine ladies on my... I'm seeing some... auntie with the shades. Do you want to come out? All right, it's fine. 2 other people that wants to volunteer to play the game. I will pick somebody. You. Yes. And the lady behind you as well. You that you're taking your face away. Please, let's come out quickly. We have just 5 minutes to play the game. So I'll start saying the rules of the game. We're going to ask questions. You can't nod your head. You can't say yes. You can't say no. Right? So you're just going to, and I can't repeat the answer that you're giving me. So if I say, how are you? Say, fine. Are you sure? Do you get? So you can't repeat the answer that you've said. You can't say yes. You can't say no. And you can't nod your head. Like.
Okay. So this is more or less about bringing your creativity to life. Let's see how people can actually be creative.
So I'll start with you. So we are going to ask questions. You can't say yes, you can't say no, you can't nod your head, and you can't repeat the answers that you've given. So you have to give different answers at different questions that I'm asking.
Okay, that's how I was now. All right, are we ready?
Sorry, what's your name?
My name is Odera.
Your name is Odera. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Habib.
Hi, Habib. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Bukola.
Hi, Bukola. Nice to meet you. So let's start with Odera. Yes, you can't nod your head, so you're just giving us different answers. Odera, what's your name? What's your other name? Do you think you're a fine boy? How are you?
What's your favorite food?
What did you come here to do today?
I came to learn about career growth and all.
Do you need money?
Definitely.
You just nodded your head. You said definitely. So you're out of the game. Thank you, Adera. So let's move on to Habib. Hi, Habib.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Have you eaten today?
I've not.
I think you almost nodded your head, Sha, but let's give that away. Have you eaten today? I've not. Thank you, Habib. What's your name?
My name is Bukola.
Hi, Bukola.
I'm fine.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Are you good? Okay, you said I'm fine. No. Let's let us slide. Let's continue. Have you eaten today? What would you like to eat?
Beans.
Why?
Because I want it.
Why do you want it?
Because I'm craving for it.
Why are you craving for beans of
I
all
just want
food?
to eat beans.
Okay, let's move on. What's your name?
Bukola.
Your other name?
Bukola.
Do you want money? Bukola. Thank you so much, guys, for indulging us. We really, really appreciate. So we are moving on to the next speaker now. We are going to...
So before that, we have a quick announcement. So one of our sponsors of the event for today is having an opportunity that is open to us all. So the sponsor will be getting 3 things from the people that are actually present here. So we need to stay behind, you need to listen, and you need to be attentive as well.
Oh, thank you so much. We'd like to know this sponsor. Mr. I'm looking for internship, for real. I need money. Who doesn't need money here? Please, I'm looking for internship, I beg. All right, so we'll be moving on quickly to our next speaker. Just give me a minute, guys. Okay. So moving on to our next speaker, his name is Ebuka. He's an experienced investment professional with equity research background and strong interest in investment management and private equity. He has demonstrated history of working in the Nigerian capital market with proficiency in complex financial modeling and valuation, investment research and appraisal, fixed income portfolio management, stakeholder and regulator management, and communication at investment committee and board level. Featured severally as an analyst on CNBC West Africa. Let's put our hands together for Ebuka as he gives us much more insights on our finances.
Thank you, Esther. Thanks, everyone. Good afternoon. I think the only thing you should take away from everything she said is my name is Ebuka. And I would like this session to be as interactive as possible because we're talking about, so I was given like 4 topic areas to speak about, but I would condense it into 2. So I know that a couple of us here are students. Is there anyone that is looking to like build a career in financial services? Show of hands. Okay. Okay. It's going to help me tailor what I'm about to say. Okay, and then for the rest of us, I mean, we all get money at different points in our lives, either from salaries or people just dash us money for some reason. So I'll be talking to us very briefly about how to manage our money. I'm going to stay away from most of what you're familiar with. So when people talk about managing your money, they always throw a couple of things at you. So they talk about the 80-20 principle, they talk about the 50-30-20 principle, and all of that is just an attempt to say that you should be able to budget and plan with your resources, right? So have the portion of your resources that satisfies your needs, what satisfies your wants, and what goes into savings and investments. That's just the gist of it. So I'm not going to dwell on that because I'm sure that at some point in our lives, we've all heard that already. What I'm going to be talking about is something that's a bit more peculiar to us here in Nigeria. Okay, I don't have slides, by the way. I don't have slides, so you just have to listen to me, and then hopefully when we engage, I can provide a bit more insight to your questions. So we are in a high inflation environment, right? Does anybody know what the recent inflation reading is for last month? 32.7%, thank you. So most of us are familiar with the numbers, right? But I'm going to give a bit of context as to what that means. So the NBS puts out a report every month on the rate of inflation in Nigeria. And what that means is, for the month of September, compared to September of 2023, the average price of goods and services within Nigeria has increased by 32%. That's what that means. For most of this year, we've had it at 30% levels and above, and there's a reason for that. But generally, what I want you to hold on to is, in a high inflation environment, it means that the value of your money is getting depleted very quickly. If you compare what we have here to what we have in other advanced economies like the US, the US average inflation long-term is 2%. Our average inflation long-term is more than 20%. So what that means is, if you had the option to choose between holding Naira and holding US dollars, you should always go for US dollars because the value of the currency is tied to the rate of inflation. And that's why most people, if I work in financial services, and I've seen that there's a lot of demand for USD denominated products. A lot of people are going towards that direction, right? And that's just because they want the value of their money to remain as close to what it is today as possible. And 2% is as good as it gets, all right? So that's something I want us to hold at the back of our minds. Okay, next I'm going to say that a lot of us have bank accounts, savings accounts. If I ask you what the interest on your savings account is, you probably don't know. In short, you probably don't remember when last you got an alert from your bank saying that this is the interest that your money earned for the month of September. Banks don't do that. They don't do that because customers don't care. Customers don't care because it doesn't really make sense, right? The current savings rate, so there's something we call MPR, and there's someone that works in bank. You work in a bank, right? So you know what MPR is, right? So MPR is like the benchmark interest rates in Nigeria. Currently, that number is 27.25. And it's your savings rate is an offshoot of that number. 30% of that number is the average savings rate. So that means all your money in your bank account is earning you about 8.175%. Remember what I said, we are in a high inflation environment of over 30%. So you're earning about 8% on your bank accounts. You can already see where that leaves you, right? There's almost nothing that you can do with that money. You can't plan with it. If you wanted to buy something that costs 500K and you said you wanted to save for it, as time goes, the more you save, the more the prices change. So either you put away, you really think about, do I really need to get this? Or are there alternative ways of financing what I want to get? So that's when people talk about taking debt or taking credit, etc. We'll talk a bit about that and when it is important to do that. But there's something people don't really know about, and it's called money market funds. Something that you can take advantage of. It doesn't take you over the bar when you talk about inflation, but it brings you a bit closer, right? So in Nigeria now, I manage a money market fund for the company that I work, and there are a number of other money market funds. I think there are more than 20, 30 of them, and all the information you need on them is public. But what I want to point out is for the top performing funds, and you can write it down for those of you that are jotting things down, right? So for the top performing funds, we have, most of them are yielding from 20%, 21%, even as high as 22%. You can see that that brings you closer to inflation. So if you have the bulk of your funds in money market funds, you're better off than oh, there's someone that works in bank here. Please don't be upset that I'm telling them the truth. But I think that people need to know this, right? I'm not saying that you should go and pack all your money out of your bank account and put in the money market fund, and I'll tell you why you shouldn't do that. But for the funds that you can spare, if you receive income regularly, and like people do with Ajo, you have funds that you can put aside regularly, I would say that you should explore money market funds as a source of preserving your wealth. I was going to say, okay, yes. The reason why you shouldn't have the bulk of your funds in money market funds is they are a bit more restrictive than your traditional bank accounts, right? So for a money market fund, for instance, the minute you fund, right, for the first time, you have to leave your money in there for about 30 days. If you come before 30 days is up, that you want to collect your money back, for most of them, you don't get any interest. They withhold your interest totally. For some of them, they charge a penal fee on your interest, so a percentage is withheld, and you don't get the full value, right? So if you need money for day to day, you're leaving your house today, you need to spend money, you need to book a ride, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to eat. It's not money in your money market fund that you used to do all that. And another reason is because there's usually a processing time, right? A lot of people use money market funds. Not as much as it should be, considering the population in Nigeria, but I think there's a bit more room for improvements. But there's processing time. For some of them, it's 24 hours. For some, it's 48 hours. So if you're in a fix and you need money urgently, obviously, a money market fund is not where you want to have most of your money tied down. So what my recommendation is this. Have a split, right? The monies that you've identified that you can put away for a while, and you don't really need for day to day, that's the money that you can put in a money market fund. In your bank account, you can leave what you have to sustain yourself on in your bank account. So that's that for that point. Okay. Another thing I was going to highlight is for money market funds, they are usually invested in low risk assets, and it's sort of like fixed income. And if you have any experience with investment products, right, you know that there are a large number of products. But if you wanted to dimension them into equities, and has anybody heard about equities before? Stocks, shares, anybody? Okay, cool. So there's equities, stocks or shares, whatever you want to call it, and then there's fixed income. So for stocks is basically, so it feels like a monologue, and I hope I'm not just like downloading information, and I hope that guys are taking note of what I'm saying, and you can ask me questions later, so I explain further, please. The last thing I want is to come here and just ramble for 30 minutes, and it doesn't benefit anybody. Okay, so stocks are part ownership in a company. Simply, that's what it is. So if a company is publicly listed, if it's a PLC, right, like Cadbury or Nestle, for instance, everybody has probably drank Nestle's water at a point this month or used their product, Milo, right? So Nestle is a brand that we know, right? It's a public company. So stocks is you're putting money in Nestle, and you're saying to Nestle that over a period, Nestle is going to return money to you either in the form of dividends at the end of the year or when the share price increases. So they do better than they did the previous period, and investors think that they should be priced higher, and so it's priced higher, and that way you make money, right? But the money is not really your money until you then sell your stocks. So you sell what you have to crystallize your gains, right? And then the other one is fixed income. Fixed income is you're putting your money down today, and they are letting you know upfront what you're getting back on your money. It's in the name fixed income, right? So I can give a GT Bank my money and say, I want to invest in a fixed income product. They tell me, oh, we're offering you 17%. That's what it is. At the end of the period, whatever period we agree, it can be 90 days, it can be 1 year, I'm getting my 17% and my principal back. It applies, it's not just companies, governments do it. People lend money to the Nigerian government. So when they come to raise bonds, for instance, right, or they sell treasury bills, all of that is fixed income instruments. And you know upfront what you're getting at the point of giving them money. So those are the two buckets. Obviously, there's real estate. Real estate falls in alternative assets. Real estate is not something you can really dabble into if you don't have a very huge sum of money at your disposal, right? Because you'd have to actually sink a lot of money to get real estate assets. I mean, most of us know how land is priced, depending on where you're looking to get land. So, but it's just another investment vehicle that you can explore in this journey of trying to beat inflation. All right? So I've said a number of things, and the gist of it is, if I knew any surefire way to beat inflation in Nigeria, I probably would not be here talking to you, right? I'll be doing it for myself. And, you know, the lady that spoke before me, she asked me whether I have money in my 40s. Please, I'm not in my 40s. I know I don't have as much money as I should, right? But the point is, all of these things are to help you just bridge that gap, right, that inflation is constantly creating in your pocket, right? Inflation is everybody's enemy, right? Everybody, both the government, both individuals, everybody suffers from inflation. I know you might want to say politicians don't feel it and all of that. To an extent, you are correct, and that's politicians that are still in dollars. The ones that don't have sense, they're still in naira. If they have to spend in naira here, inflation is still going to affect them, right? But the smart ones are converting those funds to dollars, and that's a better store of value. Okay. So I would want to go to the second bucket, and that is to talk to the guys that want to build a career in financial services. So everything I've said so far is just to introduce you to other products that you can explore in terms of trying to beat inflation and preserve your wealth, right? So now I want to talk to the guys probably still in school or even out of school that are trying to build a career in financial services. Financial services is very vast. Can I ask you what part of financial services you want to build a career in? You can just, if you are willing to share, you can just say it out. The guy on white, you raised your hands earlier. Oh, you don't want to say it. You don't say it. Okay, cool, that's fine. Does anybody want to share? You want to work in a bank? If you want to work in a bank, as what? If you don't want to work in a bank, you want to work in a fintech, as what? You want to do crypto, why? Blockchain analyst, where and why? Anybody? Nobody? Okay, cool. But there are people that are interested in this, right? So that I don't waste my time talking about it, right? I can't hear you guys. Okay, cool. Okay. So I went to the University of Benin and I graduated in 2017. And I spent 4 years in school. I studied microbiology, by the way, so science background. And in my 4 years in school, the only Microsoft product I used was Word Doc, and that was in my final year when I was working on my project. When I left school in 2017, I got an internship at one of the big banks. at their island office. That was the first time, very first time that I worked with Excel. And they were shocked when someone put Excel in front of me and asked me to do something and I couldn't. Excel is what your phone calculator is to you in the office. Excel is life in the workspace. Like, if you can't use Excel, we should never have given you an offer letter. Like, what are you doing here? You're useless to us. That was the look everyone was giving me. And it made me really think, how could I have gone through a university that is supposed to be ranked at least in the top 10? Every time I've checked the ranking, it's in the top 10. How could I go through this university for 4 years and the only thing I was able to do is to type out, even the project self. I don't think I typed everything myself. Like, people helped me at different points because it was a lot. But how can you not be able to use Excel? Most of us, I think, are in school currently, maybe in Unilag. I want to hope that the experience is different. Because you people are not just in the first 10, you are in the first 3 every year that I've checked the rankings. So obviously you have to be doing something right or something different from the rest, right? Right? No? Wait, no. Sorry, I need this for my sanity, so I need someone to answer me. You guys use Excel like day to day here, right? Yes? You're not a postgraduate student, you're an undergrad. Some people, some departments, like finance, accounting. So what are you in the top 3 for? Okay, maybe I'll ask my friend later. But what are you in the top 3 if you guys are not using? Well, my point is, I digress for a bit, but my point is, if you want to do any work in financial services, there are things that you have to be able to do on Excel. In short, knowing how to use Excel is not debatable. It's how proficient you can get, because Excel is crazy. The things you can do on Excel is crazy, it's wild. The number of things that you can do. Even me, that I've been working for 5 years plus, and I use Excel every day. There are things that you do in front of me, and I'm like, what? Excel can do that? There are people that code. Like, you know how you work in the bank, right? You know how you want to do cell A plus cell B on Excel, right? You click both cells and you add it. There are people that code, like, such that they don't have to click anything on the worksheet. Once they open it, the thing runs and sums everything. So when you're working with really large amounts of data, that's where it becomes very important, because you can't be plus and minusing every cell on the sheet. I wish I came with my laptop so I can show some examples, but I didn't. But I want you guys to take note of this. Wherever you can, if you can get access to a laptop that has MS Office, learn how to use Excel. There are people that put out content on YouTube, right? Most of us use YouTube for different things. Please go on YouTube and look for, I think Leila, I think that's her name, Leila. She's an Indian lady, and the things that she does with Excel is crazy. Obviously, you won't be able to grasp some things, so go and start from the older videos from like 2008, where she started with the basics, and then work yourself up. But it is non-negotiable. Please, it is non-negotiable. You have to be able to use Excel. All right. And now, I joined the workforce, and obviously I couldn't use Excel. I took time out to learn and everything. And now I've realized that there's even something more complex than Excel that everyone is using now, Power BI. Does anybody know about Power BI? So I've not been able to bring myself to learn it just because I feel like I haven't really figured out Excel completely yet. But I would recommend, if you're looking for roles in data analytics, and these roles are, you can work anywhere. You can be here and be working for a US company, right? And what you're doing for them is data analytics, if you have good enough experience working with Power BI. So Excel, Power BI if you can, PowerPoint, and be comfortable talking to people like I am doing to you. It would help you because most times you would join a firm and you'd be required to do all of the footwork as the analyst, right? And present your findings to more senior guys. And it's a way that you can rise really quickly in an organization if they see that you are proficient in the core of your work, and not just proficient, you are comfortable with communicating the outcome of your findings, right? So for me, I think it was just, I was lucky because in my uni, I was very active in politics, and so I was already talking to a lot of people that, you know, I was already used to talking to crowds, and I used to act drama in school fellowship, so main auditorium will be packed, and you'll be acting in front of 4,000, 5,000 people, so I was already used to that. So when I came into office setting and I have 20, 50 people, as long as I'm prepared for the presentation, I can talk to you and not be shaking. That's something that you need to actively build for yourselves as well. So for the guys that are, you know, interested in building a career in financial services, if you don't mind, look for me after the session. If there are things that, more specific questions rather, that you have that I haven't touched on. I'm trying to keep it really brief, and someone is signaling to me that my time is up already. So please feel free, if I'm still around, to look for me. If I'm not, maybe try and get my email or phone number from the organizers. Thank you for listening. Can take questions.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Ebuka. Thank you for that insightful session. Something I learned that I would also start doing is learning how to use Excel. I think regardless of whatever career path you're doing or whatever you are, you actually need basic knowledge of Excel, right? And I don't know how to use it. So the only thing I know how to do is enter name or anything like table 1, table 2, table 3. But I know that there are a lot of things to do with Excel, regardless of what career path you're in. So I think that this is something everybody should take home. Go and learn how to use Excel. There are many YouTube videos that can help you kickstart this. Do you want to go ahead?
I think one of the key things I took note as well is just more or less maximizing investment opportunities. I think I've not heard about the money market fund I mentioned. I think it's something that we'll have to look into, and I think it's something that everyone should take a look at as well for them to maximize their investment options. Thank you very much.
All right. So I think we need to take questions, but just 3 questions, really. So if you have questions about money, you are making a lot, like millions, and you don't know how to allocate it. You don't know how to invest. Ebuka is here to answer all your questions. So if you have questions about money, about your career path in finance or anything, please raise up your hand so that we can note down your questions. We have one person there. Any other person? We have another person there. And one last person. So let's start with him.
Hi, good afternoon. So I wanted to ask, is money market fund like MFB or platforms like Piggyverse and Carrywise, or they're just a standalone company on their own? That was the first question. Then you also spoke about inflation, money in dollars. I have this app. I've tried it before, but I don't really see the difference, because when you want to change your money back from dollars to naira, it's still basically the same thing, give or take. So I'm not about to leave my money there for 100 years for it to make sense. Then the last question is, you talked about stocks. I bought GTB and Aussie Access, MTN stock one time like that, and I left it for a whole year, and I still lost 15%. So I don't know what you're trying to sell us, but those aren't, like, I don't know if they are logical ways of making money or just wasting time. Okay, I also did treasury bill for, that one is even worse. Like, if you put like 100K there, by the time they'll give you, it's a fixed, so they'll send you like 7.5. Immediately you deposit the 100K, and you wait a whole year, they will now give you your 100K back, and that's it. So except you have an outrageous sum of money, let's say at least 5 million or some, that's when all these kind of investments will make sense. And you can't expect people here at this stage that they had to even have that kind of money. So yeah, that's my questions.
Okay. Okay. Please, can I respond before another
Yeah,
set
please
of
go ahead.
questions? So that's okay. Thank you. I didn't get your name, but thank you for your question. For the money market funds specifically, so it's an asset class. So it's not a company per se. It's like a product, just like bonds, just like stocks. So different companies, mostly financial institutions, have their specific money market funds. So Stanbic has one, FBN Quest has one, Grand Merchant Bank has one. So like almost everybody, GT has one, everybody has one. So you can pick and choose whichever is, convenient for you in terms of the return profile, in terms of the guys managing the fund, where you're most comfortable with leaving your money. So that's that. I hope that answers that question. The second point that you raised about stocks and losing value after investing in MTN and GT Bank. So I didn't come to sell you any products, right? Let's just get that out of the way. I didn't come. If you noticed, I tried not to mention specific company names because I didn't even tell you where I work. So I'm not trying to sell you any products. I'm saying that if you're trying to build an investment portfolio or investment discipline, right? These are some of the things you have to get into. There's no way around it. Like, it's not like there's an alternative that I know about and I'm keeping from you. I didn't talk about crypto because I don't understand it and I don't have money in it, right? So I won't talk about what I don't know. The same MTN and GT Bank that you talked about, I have made a ton of money personally and for my firm. I mean, that's why I still have a job, right? In some of those names, MTN specifically. So the question would now be it will now be a question of your investment horizon, right? You might have bought MTN when it was trading closer to, because there was a time it was above 200 naira. You might have bought it then. Now it's closer to 180, 190. Because of FX, there are challenges, with the company's performance, and they've not been paying dividends. So different things are going on with MTN as well as Airtel, right? And so people have been selling. So where the expertise of having an advisor as a friend or following the market yourself, where that comes in is seeing things ahead, right? I saw this ahead, and for my company, we sold off most of our MTN at 200 plus, and we bought at 90 naira. So do the math, right? So the same way that you feel like people lose money in equities, people make money in equities, right? Aradel recently listed on the NGX. People were buying Aradel at 1,000 naira. It got to 10,000 naira from 1,000, and then they did a 20-for-1 stock split, and then listed on the NGX at 500. It's gone to 800, right? So, people are actually making money. So you have to, be plugged in. So if you can subscribe to, there are different platforms that put out research. Cardinal Stone, I'll give you Cardinal Stone for free because they do really good work. So if you can find a way to get on their mailing list and watch out for their recommendations, I think you'll have a better chance making money on your equity portfolio. But I would like to point out that your time, your investment horizon, you have to define it, right? So equities is not, if you don't have a certain level of expertise and being able to trade quickly with information, if you have a short-term horizon, you'd always lose. You'd always lose money. I tell you that for free. But if you have a longer-term horizon, and that's where equities really helps your portfolio, because over time, it can really spike. Look at NVIDIA in the US and how everyone is talking about it. People bought it when it was really down, and now look at where the price is. It took a lot of years for it to get to this point. So you have to define your investment horizon. Your last question was, can you remind me, please? Okay, yes. The USD, and then converting back, and then it being ridiculous. So the thing with that is, most of these companies, and I use some of them. I've used some of them, right? I've used Bamboo, I've used RiseVest, and all of that. And the thing is, it's also a thing of timing, right? So for my Bamboo, for instance, the USD that I put in there, I bought a lot of it at 400 levels. like when Naira to dollar exchange rate was at 400 levels, right? Now it's around 1.7. So someone like me, I won't have the same complaints as maybe you that bought at 900, 1,000, or even 1.5, right? And then you now want to convert. You remember that these companies, they're also trying to make money from the transactions that you're doing, right? So if they are going to convert at a rate for you, so that they are not in the negative themselves, they have to mark it up when you're converting back. But if you have a long-term horizon, if you invest your money maybe in US equities or fixed income or whatever, and you don't have the mind to withdraw your money very frequently, you just want to leave it for a while, that's where you really see the gain. And that's the power of compounding, right? That's the power of compounding. If you had 10 million naira and you invested it at 11%, for instance, for 10 years, if you allowed your interest compound, you will have 28 million naira. But if you did not, you'd have 12 million naira at the end of 10 years. Just to highlight the power of allowing your money. So by compounding, I mean when you invest in something, you get returns. You don't take out the returns, you allow the returns to also earn returns every year. So once as that happens, compounding happens over time and you're in a better place at the end of the day. So I hope I've answered your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for him, please.
So because we need to move on quickly, I know that two other people have questions for Ebuka. Ebuka is still here, he's not leaving now, right? So you can ask your questions or meet with him after a session here and just, ask what you need to know because we need to move on quickly. Right now, we'll be calling on one of our sponsors, Filia, to give us a short presentation of what they do, their offerings, and what they have for you. So let's put our hands together as we welcome Filia to, come forward and give us their offerings. Put your hands together, guys.
All right, thank you so much. All right, my name is Lekon, and today I'm going to just talk about our products. How many of you are a student, right? Most of you are students, and you always, probably during the exam period, you always have, maybe with your colleagues, you want to read or you need a space that you want to make use of, right? It's very, very difficult, for you to do that in school. So one of the things that you do is start talking to your friends like, okay, can you help me to look for a space to make use of, right? These are really big challenges. And that one is, I think that was 2 days ago, and someone reached out to me and said, Lekon, please, can you help me to get a venue for the event? So one of the things that we do is to, you have to go online, start making research, right? You go to Google, you start searching, right? How difficult can that be? It's very, very difficult, right? One of the things that you also do is that you talk to your friend or someone that will give you maybe a referral. After you all do all that, they will give you maybe a phone number, and then you go to the venue, you start talking to the manager, and when you get there, they will tell you, go and sit down somewhere, right? It can take maybe 30 minutes before you even get to speak with the venue manager. These are very big issues, right? And when you look at all this, and also we talk about photographers here. Photographers, sometimes maybe they need, they want to do a short content, right? These things are difficult. You start looking for a space to make use of, right? Now, you start researching, you ask people around, and it's just so difficult for you to get those spaces. Another one is, they will tell you that you have to pay, probably you just need that space for, let's say, 1 hour, but they will tell you that, no, you can't pay for 1 hour. You have to pay for the whole day, right? That's crazy, and it's outrageous. These are very, very big problems that we are trying to solve. And that's how Fila comes in to, ensure that this space are accrued and put into one space for you, so that you don't have to do a lot of research. You don't have to, start depending on your friends. maybe Ima, can you help me to get the space? I need, all those kind of things. It's very, very crazy. So Fila helps you to put all those space together on a central platform. So you just go there and easy for you to book. And not just that, also, one of the things that we also offer is to ensure that these spaces are available, and also you pay for what you use, right? So if you are using maybe an hour, you only pay for 1 hour. If you are using for 2 hours, you only pay for 2 hours, right? So these things make it easy for our users, because we care about our users, right? We don't want them to pay too much for this event. These venues that they want to make use of, right? Also, for our hosts, we want them to make a lot of money. We understand the reason why they do all these things, why they have to allow the users to pay for a lot of money. It's understandable because of the economy. But also, we also understand that we need to ensure that these people make a lot of money too, right? So on the platform, we also have, this maybe equipment, right, that you can also sell to your users, right? And also, we also have reservation, like maybe you have a recurring spaces. There are some events that you have that you want to have it for a couple of time, right? Maybe every Saturday of the month, and throughout the whole year, right? So how does Fila comes in? We ensure that those spaces are secured, right, for you as a user. So that means for the whole year, you can book a particular space for yourself, right? And without having to deal with, space securities and all of that. So these are some of the things that we do as Fila. Also for businesses, there are a lot of businesses that are looking for venues for any of their events, right? They'll pay, maybe at the end of the year, they may want to have an event, and they start looking for venues, right? So who would they talk to? They start doing research and all of that. So instead of you doing research, why not focus on your business? So that's where Fila comes in. So you don't have to do that. We will do that for you. We ensure that we get those venues for you. Everything that are needed, we get it and make it available for you. So that's what Fila does. We ensure that we make these venues available at a very good price and all of that. I don't know if you have any question before I move on to the next session. Any question at all? All right. So another thing that we're also offering is for those that are here, we have something for you, right? I'm going to send in a particular form. I don't know if you have this. Okay, so there's a barcode I would like you to scan. Once you scan it, all you have to do is to fill in some details and also follow our social media handles. For the first 100 people that actually follow us, we have something for you, right? I don't want to disclose that here, but you are going to see it. Just fill in the form, follow our page, and then we send those things to you, right? Then the last one is also for the form, we need intent, right? People that would like to work with us. Our product is still under development. We are still, building. We are not done yet. But we currently, work with businesses, help them to get their venues and all of that. So we'd like you to, fill the form if you want to, intern with us and all of that. So that's it for me. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. The QR code will be displayed shortly, and the link for the internship will also be displayed shortly, right? So a quick announcement from VelvePay. They are offering 40% cashback to those who are on board today. If you have a business or anything, they have 40% cashback for those that are onboarding today. And they have 0 transactional charges to the first 30 sales that anybody here makes through VelvePay storefronts after onboarding today. So these are the discounts that VelvePay will be offering anybody that onboards or makes sales with their platform today and later, right? We'll be calling the next speaker now, but before then, one of our partner, the Orphan Sanctuary, they have something for students that are here, right? We know that students are resuming back to school and you might need stipends and all of that. The Orphan Sanctuary will be giving 20K to 10 students here today, right? So if you are a student, we'd like you to wait behind for the Orphan Sanctuary to come back after the last speaker so we can, get to know you, get to know what school you're in, your ID card and all of that to qualify you for the entry. So we are going to be like introducing the last speaker, and just give me a minute, guys. So I'm going to give a bit of a background, but before I go on, I want to say thank you so much, sir. It's because of your obedience that we are all here today. Thank you so much, Pastor Bob. We really do appreciate you. His name is Bob Adewusi. He's a seasoned DevOps and cloud engineer with a diverse background in deploying scalable infrastructures and automating cloud environments. Currently, Bob works as a DevOps engineer in Seamless HR and at Nethermind, where he contributes to blockchain application pipelines and ensures system resilience.
Glory to God. It's okay, it's okay.
His expertise spans from AWS, GCP, and Azure environments. He said it's okay, so I'm just going to go
I feel like
ahead.
it's okay. Can we? So we are going to do something really nice today. Can you guys actually come here? I feel like this place is. I want to give you people something, and I think my eyes would not reach here. Oh, there's sun. Don't worry, next year's one will be bigger and better. Can we give all the MCs a round of applause? Can we give them a round of applause? Can we give Logos Generation a round of applause? Can we give Mr. Ebuka a round of applause? Can we give Velpay a round of applause? Can we give Fila a round of applause? And can we give the Orphan Sanctuary a round of applause? Because without them, today would have not been possible. And I'm going to speak in on, how many of us have heard about tech here? You know, you've heard about tech, you want to go into tech, or you are actually in tech. You know, you can be in tech and not make money. Do you know? Oh my God. How, Abby? Yeah, I'm going to shock you here. And so, my name is Bob. I'm a DevOps cloud engineer, and I've actually worked for several, top companies that you might know. I think I had a scholarship with Google at some point. I had an internship with Microsoft at some point. I also had another internship with Nethermind at some point. I was also an AWS cloud community builder at some point. You know, a lot of all of those things, right? Now, money be cocoa, Abi? At the end of the day, it's not really about where you are. Do you have money? Are they paying you? Do you have the skill, right? And so I want it to be a very interesting session because we are going to be taking practical steps this evening, right? And before that, is my slide up? Oh, my slide is actually fine. This thing is not making it fine. I put in a lot of work to make this slide fine. This thing is a bit, my slide is up. All right, so I'm going to be demystifying certain myths about tech before we actually even begin to understand why you want to be in tech. Because if you are actually into tech and you think in the next 3 months you start making 1 million naira, please, you can leave now. Oh, you don't want to leave. Please, I'm begging you from the depth of my heart. You can actually leave now. If you think in the next two weeks or in the next 2 months, somebody's just going to call you and they say, we want to start offering you 5,000. Of course it happens. Please, I'm not saying it does not happen. But if that is your heart going into this field, you can actually leave. All right. Okay, so nobody's leaving. Hey, nobody's leaving. So you are promising me now that everything I tell you, you would actually take your time. Give me 6 months. I used to mentor people before, but I don't have time again now. I used to mentor people before. The first mentorship session I had, it was free. 3 people joined, there'll be few people. And because it was free, it was as if I was dragging them to come and learn. And then I stopped the free session, and I said, you know what, if you want me to mentor you, I'm going to collect $100. Then, I was charging $1, and then I was collecting my money. So, and they paid me, and I told them, can you give me 6 months of your life? And they said, yes, don't worry, I'm going to give you 6 months of my life. And I can tell you categorically, and I can beat my chest to tell you that. In fact, I have some of them here, right? I can tell you categorically, in 2 months, in 3 months, some of them got jobs, and some of them were getting paid in dollars. And this is not to perspire to Maguire. Are we getting what I'm trying to say? I'm not trying to do, paint it in such a way that you will not jump into it and not say, and this guy calls himself a pastor, so he lied. No, I'm not going to lie to you here. And I'm going to be giving you practical steps. Are you with your phone, guys? Are you your phone? All right, so I'm going to be demystifying certain and crashing certain myths about tech. how many of us here want to go into tech, or maybe you just started off, right? What's one reason why can you pass the mic? Because this is going to be very, yes. Tell me, why do you want to go to tech? I want to know first, before I know if I should bust your bubble or I should keep it floating. Please, you might be receiving ad breaks today, so. Corey says he wants to go into tech. Why do you want to go into tech? Just give me one reason. I think everybody knows his answer, right? Do we know his answer? Okay, what's your answer?
Yeah, it looks like there's money there.
It looks like there's... Oh, my God.
And I have a laptop now, so I feel like to be easier.
So he has a laptop now. So first of all, he says that it looks like there's money there. Abi, who else?
Well, there's also money there.
There's also money there.
And I feel like I can like change the world, like make it a better place with like technology.
Oro, please give him. He said he can change the world. Wow, glory to God.
So
No, I'm so sorry. See, I play like this a lot, so please don't. Yes, sir.
So I'm going to give a very funny reason why I want to have an idea. So personally, I work in a bank, and no offense, but tech guys, you guys are very stressful. You guys stress us a lot, and people are very proud in the sense that, where we make complaints, and you have to call these tech guys every day, send reports, send reports. And aside from the interest and passion, I want to know what's in there that's causing so much.
Why are they so proud?
Why are they so proud and so much delay? Like, sometimes it takes 2 weeks for these tech bros to answer us or requests.
So arrogant.
Yeah, so arrogant. So what's inside that making you guys make our own job very, very
difficult?
Difficult.
You know, some people will say, it looks like it's only tech guys that has to plate their hair. See Bolaji now. You just know that he's not a child of God. You get me? Who else? Where's Bobby? So you can just see that they don't look responsible. Abi? Maybe that's why Corey is already growing his dread now. You know, I remember when there was this company I was working for, and then as I got the offer letter, they told me to come to the office. So I came to the office, and then my manager was on dread. The person that was leaving the position I was taking was on dread. So I was like, my mommy will send me away from my house, so I can't. So, it always looks as if they have this kind of demeanor. There's a way that they are so soft. They are actually soft boys. Trust me. It's looking as if they have money. I'm not going to lie. There's money there, right? So I'm going to be demystifying certain things, and I'm going to be, crashing certain things about tech that, some certain myths about tech before we now go into some practical steps that we want to do. So first thing is that people think everything that has to do with tech is coding. I've heard people say that, when you hear tech, you think coding. No, it is a false thing. So can we first crash that? Where is EJ? EJ is at the back. EJ is a UX writer. EJ, can you just wave your hand? EJ is a UX writer. EJ, do you write code? So, in fact, there's a saying that it is somebody that knows anything more, way low more. Listen. So it is somebody that knows way, that actually knows way, right? So it means that sometimes, if you are not well informed about a particular tech field, about a particular career, you would actually be discouraged from doing such because you actually don't know what it entails. And that's why I like this guy. He said he's here because he really wants to know what it entails. I remember that time when I wanted to, go into tech. Where's Olix? Olix is someone like me. Olix has done UI, UX, front end, back end, data science. Do you get me now? And that is why it is important that you have someone to guide you. And that's why I am here. I can dedicate the next 3 months of my life. Of course, I might not interact with you personally. I can probably at the end of this session, I'll create a group chat for us. And I can dedicate 3 months. That is what I want to give to you guys to this evening. I will dedicate 3 months of my life. And I would ensure that I'm able to guide you. And I'm also going to, you can see Olix is the founder of Fila. I also work with Fila. Emmanuel works with Fila. And there are some other guys here. I'm also going to put them in the group chat. And then they are also going to assist you in the next 3 months. Can we give them a round of applause? Give them a round of applause. Is that something nice that you believe is going to help you? Is it something else that is going to help you? The next 3 months. Now, can you promise me that you will give me the next 3 months of your own life? Are you ready to give me the next 3 months of your life? We will fight, though, at some point, right? I will not always be smiling like this. At some point, you might text me the money, I might not reply the next day, right? And so, of course, you will understand that. You understand when you will now get in. When you face one bug for like 3 days, you will get it, right? And so, one of the things is that they said tech is about coding. Tech is not about coding. And, we have UX writing, we have UI, UX, we have product designers, we have product engineers, we have product marketers, we have tech sales. All of these things are tech, and that does not have anything to do with coding. In fact, you might not write a single line of code. Are you getting what I'm trying to say now? So, if you have the mindset, in fact, I used to work for an healthcare company at some point, and you know that they could not properly build the app for the healthcare unless there was a healthcare professional in that field. So irrespective of the field that you are in, you are studying Yoruba, there is somebody building a Yoruba app that we need a Yoruba person. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Now, you are in banking. Do you think developers know anything about banking? They don't. So it means that there is an expertise of a banker or of a finance person that is needed to build it correctly. There is tech lawyer. At some point when we were building our products, we needed somebody that could advise us on terms and conditions. The same thing that you always keep. How many of us say, terms and conditions? No. You see, we have to look for a lawyer to beg. Because if we make a mistake there, you can sue us $10 million and we need to look for it. So it means that, first of all, every field that you are currently, you can find your place in tech. I once mentored somebody that studied nursing. In fact, and then she met me and said, Bob, I want to go into tech. That time, I still had a whole lot of time. Bob, I want to go into tech. And I said, okay, you know what? Let's start doing it. And in 2 weeks, she was able to pass a cloud practitioner exam because we stood together. So that's why I'm telling you that, if you can give me 3 months of your life, dedicated. See, please, immediately I see that you're not responding in 2 days, I'm just removing you. There's no point to, I don't really need so many people. And this is not pride, trust me. It's just for me to save my own energy too. I can be using that time to flex, chill, buy catfish, I can be talking to my baby, make I just dish. Do you get what I'm trying to say now? I feel just day. So it takes your own seriousness for you to actually make it in this field. Now, so we see that tech is not all about coding. In fact, there are certain tech fields that you might not even need to code from the beginning. You can get a job before you start needing some coding. Now, number 2 is this. Tech jobs are high paying all the time. Please, it is also a myth that I want to really put a pin on. Tech jobs are paying high, but they only pay for your experience and your expertise. You can't start today. The only thing that you can write is an HTML block, and you want us to pay you 1 million for wow. You to tell your daddy to come and own the business and pay you the money. Right? So we are paying for your what? For your experience and your expertise. How good are you? It is not enough to be average. You have to be above average. If you look at your friends now, almost all of them are in tech. Now tell me why I should employ you and not employ this person. So you have to be way above average. And the way to be above average is to keep at what you are doing. Always make sure that you are putting in the shift more than the next person. You don't study 30 minutes and just go and chill. 30 minutes. And there are people that are doing overnight. And then the person gets a job and be like, luck. Luck. Really? Luck. Okay. All right, so the next one there is that, learning one language guarantees a job, right? I've seen people say, okay, when I used to learn front-end development, right? I thought everything that was needed at that point was just to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and I will get a job. Sir, tell me why I got out and I was hearing, you need to learn React. Okay, I said, let me sharply learn React. And then the job openings I was seeing, they say I have to learn Vue. I have to know Next. I have to know Next. I was like, okay. Hold it right there. I think I will switch. My career is not here. My career cannot be here. Right? So, at some point, see, this thing would require that today I write Python, I write Go, I write JavaScript, I write Bash. you see, I picked it up along the way because at several points in my life, there were jobs that required that EJ was doing an introduction about me. She said, I've been able to use AWS, Azure, and GCP. Yes, and I use it extensively. I told you I got a scholarship with Google. What we were using in Google was GCP, right? I picked up GCP at that point, right? I got an internship with Microsoft. All we were using in Microsoft was Azure. So I picked up Azure at that point. And personally, I started building projects on my own because I looked at the market and I saw that the biggest player, that's why you must always constantly access the market. I go to LinkedIn and just check job responsibilities. And I begin to check, okay, what skill is in this? I'm looking for a DevOps job, right? I go to the requirements, right? And I check, what skill is there that I don't have? And then I pick it, I start learning. I sleep by 3. Even right now I'm working, I still sleep by 3 a.m. And there are some of you that want to sleep by 9. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry, your skin will be bad, trust me. For the first couple of months, your skin will be bad. You will not be fresh. You have to go through that process where you are not first fresh. And then after you now start eating well. In fact, it's not the sleep that gives you the good skin. It's the food that you now begin to buy with the money. Because you will never sleep well. The kind of job I do is the kind of job that, how many of us know that this recent bank wahala that has been happening, where bank is going through, your bank app is opening now. Do you know that it is the responsibility of somebody in my job role to ensure that that is being fixed? So you just think, why is this bank app not opening? Do you know the amount of time that in the midnight they are not sleeping so that you can be able to use your bank app in the morning? Okay, why do you think you cannot use your bank app in the night and in the morning you can now use it? You think it just... I think it's your prayer. God, I beg you, as I just wake up tomorrow morning like this, may this bank just be open. Hey! If people did not work, people like me did not work to make sure that that works, it will not work. That's why it took them days. And that is why they pay them. While you are sleeping, they are not sleeping. They are fixing bugs. He was saying that, why are they proud? Sometimes they are not proud. They've not just gotten the solution to it. Right? And so we must understand that, and some people think tech is for young people alone. Please, that's not true. I have managers that they are 60-something. I have somebody that reached out to me at some point, when we were in Tech Expert. He was married. He had about maybe 3 kids. In fact, he was a pastor. He was old. Let's say about 40 plus. And he said, see, that's the thing that, some of us are not humble enough to learn. You think, this one is for all these young boys. No, it is not for all these young boys. It is for someone who is skilled. It's not for young people, it's for people that are skilled. And so we see that, you can choose to get into tech at any time of your life. Either you just got married, you lost your job, and you think, I'm married now. Can I start letting this? Yes, you can. You can. So there's a certain, it is also, and some people think it's also a solo career. I'm going to be giving us certain examples on why you cannot do tech on your own. It's not something that you can do on your own. Next slide, please. I don't want to talk. So those are certain myths I wanted to first clear. Are we clear on those things? Are we clear? Are you going to make 1 million overnight? No, you are not saying, let me hear now. Are you going to make 1 million overnight? But is there a possibility that you can make that? Yes. What does it take to make that? Experience and skill that you have. Sometimes it's not enough to want it. That want must drive you to a place where you are now learning it. The people that are good at things are not good by things because they just wish to be good at things. They put in the effort, they put in the time. And I'm saying this so that you don't get. I've seen people start in 2 weeks and they give up. I've seen it a whole lot. I'll be like, this thing too hard, though. I'll go start with the teach at least 30 wale. So let me go into certain things, right? How to get started in tech. But are we with our phones? Can we search for some? How many of us want to get into tech right now? Like, you want to see. Do you know what you want to learn, actually? Do you know? Some people don't know, right? Right? And I tell people that, please, leave passion first. Look for what makes money. Leave what? Leave what? Okay. If I'm not hearing me, leave what? Okay. You go and start with passion. With your elbow. Leave what? Passion. Let's leave passion. Let's look at what works. What will pay my bill? Now, take your phone. Search online. Search on Google. Search for top 5 tech skills for 2025. Can we do that quickly? Top 5 skills for 2025. Now, this is how you know. I'm going to teach us practical ways to know what to learn. Top 5 skills for 2025. And I'm going to just pick 5 people to, please, you're going to give me some more time. Can we give me some more time, please? Yes. Please, I want to, if this is what they will get from today, I would be happy. I'll be the happiest person on earth. I'm going to mention 5 people, just 5 people. Just let them list me what you see on Google. Top 5 skills. Top 5 tech skills for 2025. Top 5 tech skills, give him. Top 5 tech skills for 2025.
Analytical reasoning.
Analytical resume.
Reasoning.
Tech skills.
Okay, tech skills.
Artificial intelligence, cyber security, cloud computing, data science, digital marketing, blockchain, 6 of it, data analysis. So now you've seen that, you've already seen top 10 now that it looks like you can work with, right? Now, do you have LinkedIn on your phone? Do you have LinkedIn? Now, check those top 10. Look at the one that you feel like, okay, I think I like the way this one sounds. Just take it. You feel like you like the way it sounds. You just like the way it sounds. And you feel like, you like, say this one go bam. They call me Agba. We only have one Agba here, right? Right? We only have one Agba here, right? Who is he? See here. Oh my God. It's inside joke. You don't understand. All right. So, have you gone on LinkedIn now? How many of us? LinkedIn. Who is on LinkedIn now? Okay, sir. What's your name again? You played the game. Odera, which one do you like out of the 10 that you just searched for? Choose one. Cybersecurity. Now go to LinkedIn. Search for cybersecurity. Just search for cybersecurity under jobs. You'll see cybersecurity. Just search for cybersecurity under job. Now, you would see that there are several openings there, right? Now, one of the things to check if you should spend your time learning that thing or not is to check how lucrative that skill is. It's not enough to just take a nicely sounding skill and just want to learn because, it sounds nice, right? You must take that skill, put it on LinkedIn, check, are they even looking for people in this position? Not that I'll go and learn game development, Abi, and then you now start looking for a job for 10 months. And then somebody that learned front end has already gotten a job in 2 months and is doing well. Of course, your own game development might come later. I'm not saying it does not come. But if you want to feed your family, right, you have to first ensure that you are looking out for that which is lucrative. Did you get that? Are we going to do a research on our own and pick one? Right? So I want you to pick. If you don't like coding, right, you can search for top 10 no-code tech skills for 2025. If you don't like coding, you don't want to code. I don't like coding. No. There are content writers. In fact, all these things that you do, content creators, they are also tech skills. Right? And then after you have done that, one thing that you will do on LinkedIn is to go under the requirement section. What did I say you go to? The requirement section. Now, you need to look at the skills that are highlighted. At least check for 5 or 6 jobs. Look at the skills that are highlighted. Now, it shows you what to learn and what not to learn. Are you getting me? These are classes that people pay for. It will tell you what to learn and what not to learn. Now, you don't want to you want to go into front-end development. Then the first thing that you are learning is Java. I remember that time when I wanted to go into front-end. I thought everybody was just telling me, go and learn JavaScript, go and learn. I was like, JavaScript. And then I started writing JavaScript. Nothing was showing on the front-end. I didn't know that I was supposed to learn HTML first, then CSS, before I learned JavaScript. So I started learning JavaScript first. So it's not enough to just know the skills to learn. Another thing that you must also take note of is to check for learning path. What did I say you check for? Learning path. You have to find a learning path. Now, I want to learn cybersecurity. I already checked on LinkedIn. I saw that, oh, okay, I see that there are plenty cybersecurity roles. So we're going to be providing you guys a learning path. So you don't need to struggle to see, oh, what one should I learn first? No, there are dedicated people that would actually be in that group chat to help you guys know what to learn. So you want to learn cybersecurity, we're going to provide you a guided learning path. Now, we don't promise jobs, so are you listening to me? Of course, we are going to be sharing career opportunities. If there is a job opening, of course, we will share it with you. But we don't promise jobs because, in fact, to get a job is not just by learning the skill alone and be good at it. You must be able to communicate your value. Oh, what did I say now? You must be able to what? Exactly. I was listening to something while I was on my way here, and then somebody asked me, he says, oh, I saw it, it was a TikTok video. He says somebody came to meet him and asked him, I'm a cloud solutions architect, but I'm not getting any role. I get interviews, but it looks like I'm not getting any role. And then I asked him a question, tell me about yourself. He said, my name is this, I'm from Osun State. And there is nothing that actually shows the interviewer that you are of value to them. No, I'm not talking about skill. Oh. I'm not talking about skill. I'm talking about what value do you bring. I used in my interviews, I always say something as my, as my superpower. I used to tell them, if they ask me one question about how, do you know this tool? I say, I don't really know it. I've heard about it, I don't really know it. But my superpower is the ability to learn and apply quickly. When people hear superpower, what do they think of? Batman. Solution providers, right? Savior. Please, because communication is as important as your skill. I've seen people that don't even know how to do what you can do, but they can, hey, Lamba. And I'm going to tell us I'm going to tell us one thing, right? After I finished learning, because I was doing a support role with Microsoft, and then I was learning my DevOps on the side, and then after I finished learning, I had to watch videos on how to take interviews as a DevOps engineer. And in the first month that I applied, I've never done DevOps in my life. I got 3 senior roles. Do you know what senior is? Senior is not, there is junior, there is mid-level, and then there is senior. 3 senior roles in 1 month. My first month of coming into that field. It was never about my skill. In fact, some of the jobs, they later knew that, but sir, really, no be senior. But they don't employ me, not even if you do. Say you guess. As it was late. At least the first one will do on body. I'll collect my salary first. Abi, they will not say they will not pay me. But there's some company that will sack you the next day. Sha. But do you get what I'm trying to say? That apart from the skill, you must be able to communicate your value. You are a marketer. You say, I used to do marketing for companies. You are a content creator. Now, I used to use one technique I'm going to tell us today. It's called STAR interview technique. What did I call it now? Please write it down. You would need it. I swear to God, you will need it. If you happen to get an interview someday, you will need it. STAR. And I'm going to tell you what STAR means. S means situation. What do I call it? T means task. A means action. And R means result. I'm going to go over it again. S means situation. T means task. A means action. And R means what? Result. That is what your interviewer wants to hear. They want to hear what situation happened for you to do a thing. It's not enough for you, Prince, to just come and tell me you wrote Terraform scripts. Why do you write Terraform scripts? So you tell them this, and this is something I used to tell them. I tell them that, there was a time in the company where, we were not able to deploy applications faster. We were getting slow times deploying applications. And my task was to ensure that we were able to get deployments faster. And these are the actions that I took. I made sure I built a CI/CD pipeline. I made sure I do this. I made sure I do that. And at the end of the day, the result was that we were able to deploy applications 50 times faster than we were deploying before. What they want to hear is the situation and the results. So once they hear 50%, you were able to deploy 50% faster. They think, yes, this guy knows what he's doing. That's one of our jobs is also to cut the cost of running an application, right? And I went to an interview one day and I told them that before, my company was spending about $110,000 per month. A Nigerian company spending $110,000 per month on infrastructure. And I told them that, my guy, can you give a round of applause to Ifedayo, please? Can you give a round of applause to Ifedayo? And I told them that, my company was running $110,000 in a month to run our infrastructure. And I said that after optimizing the infrastructure, we were able to get that cost from $110,000 to $58,000. Ifedayo, will you employ me, sir? You will not employ me. Get out. So we see that what CEOs want to hear, what CEOs want to hear. In fact, they don't really want to hear all the old, I know Terraform, I know this, I know that. Of course, we want to know that you have those skills, right? But anything that makes them hear, you are able to bring the cost of their running cost from this amount to this amount. In fact, you already won half of their hearts. Because at the end of the day, what businesses want to do is to be able to cut costs as much as possible and make profit. So if there is a way, if there is someone that can do that, tell me why I would not want to have that someone on my team. So we see that at the end of the day, we must ensure that we are proposing our results to even to the interviewers. And so the last things I want to tell is that, how to get into tech, please take courses. I always tell people that YouTube is the biggest university ever, either you like it or not. In fact, before I started taking paid courses, I'd make sure that, okay, maybe everything I was looking for was not on YouTube, for me to now start going and pay. It's good to pay. True, trust me, it's good to pay. It simplifies your search. But if you are someone like me that didn't have money, I didn't have extra money to start paying for courses on Udemy. I went on YouTube, and then I began to search. Now, I have the learning part. I know that this comes first, this comes first, this comes first. I pick the first one, put it on YouTube. Full tutorial about this one. I learn everything about it. I move to the next one, right? You can take Udemy and communities like this, right? So we're going to be having a community after this where we can also engage you guys, network with you guys. You must be willing to learn from one another. Ensure that you have someone that pushes you to be better. You don't be a lone wolf. In fact, you will not last. You will get exhausted at some point. You want to give up. Now, the reason why you will not give up is because there's somebody that is already learning that same thing. And the person has told you, oh, I've learned this one. What are you doing? You will push yourself to be better. Come for meetings like this, career fairs like this, network with people, network with mentors, and keep getting better. Please, next one. I think that's the next one. So, next one. And so, now, the next thing I want to say is that, right, and I've seen people that learn, they know a whole lot, but even the person sitting down beside you does not know that you know what you know. So you know how to, you are the best product manager in the whole world, but the person sitting beside you does not even know that you are the best product manager in the world. So you must learn to document, and you must learn to put yourself out there. So you have to create a LinkedIn page. You have to create and those are some of the things I used to tell my mentees. I tell them that let's build a brand around what you are. Build a brand around what you are actually what you are actually learning. Tweet about it. Let us know that this is what you are learning. Not that you are learning it's only prayer that Jesus told us to pray in secret place, right? When it comes to skill, you don't do that in secret place. You have to be very open about it. I've had people, my username on Twitter is Azure and AWS boy. I've had people reach out to me just because they saw a job somewhere that had Azure and my name had Azure. We've never interacted. And they just said that, this guy's name is this. I've built a brand around what I am learning or what my career is. That if anybody sees anything relating to that, the first person that comes to their mind is me. Your own name can be Agba Product Manager. So that anytime people interact with you, subconsciously registering in their mind is what you do. Your name can be best photographer. And this applies to not just traditional tech feeds. Your own can be the best photographer, the best this, the best that. Something that puts you in front of people every single time. And the ability to also learn is a continuous learning thing. Don't think you are going to learn 2 things and it's over. No, it is never over. I tell people that it's fun and challenging at the same time, right? That there's always something new to learn. You can't be stuck. Something that what you think you know and you are an expert of 2 years ago, 2 years later, you might not be needed again. So the ability to adapt quickly and be able to, be relevant even in your field and document as much as possible. I think that's all. Document as much as possible, and I think that's all. So Fila is going to be, they're looking for 3 interns, right? 3 interns. So if you want to intern with us, you can also, at the end of the meeting, you can also reach out to us. And for those that want to also participate, it's going to just be a 3-month internship. We're going to create a group chat. You can also reach out to, who's going to handle that? Olix. So Olix, please, this is Olix. Olix is going to handle that. And thank you very much, guys.
A round of applause for him, please. Whoa.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope that we learned a lot. If you have questions, we'll be taking maybe just 2 or 3 questions because this is our last speaker for today and we're almost done. And when we are done, you can, go and meet him later to ask your remaining questions. But we'll be taking just 2 questions now. If anybody has questions, please just signify. Where? Okay, 1 person. All right, please, can we?
I don't really have a question. I just have a contribution to make. When the speaker was talking, there's something he said that struck me. He said that I would like him to enlighten, but I just want to give my own opinion on that. He talked about passion, that there's nothing like passion, money. But my own thought on that is that if there's nothing like passion, you only find one thing about life is fulfillment. Like you only find fulfilled in what you are passionate after or you are passionate about. So even in times of when you want to make money, be passionate about whatever you want to do because to help you not to commit any crime or do anything that is not legal or something. And it's going to give you, apart from that, it's going to help you elsewise. It's going to help you think sound. It's going to help you, keep you away from sickness and all that. That's passion. But if you do something that is not, you're not passionate after, would go after. So I want him to explain that.
All right, so I didn't say do not have passion. Please, don't get me wrong. If you don't have passion in the job that you get, they will sack you in 2 days. It's not about don't have passion. I'm saying do what feeds you. I studied mechanical engineering. David knows. I was passionate about being a mechanical engineer. And then I got to the first place I was going to interview, and they offered me 60K. My transport fare was 55K. I have some of my friends that work in top companies that are centered around engineering. Today, they want to be in tech. It's not about not having passion. But you see, that thing that you want to do, you have to be passionate about it. In fact, that's what gets you far. You have to be passionate about what you do. But don't because of, oh, I'm passionate about, of course, please, so as much as possible. And I'm speaking specifically about tech, right? As much as possible, right? If you have passion for music and you are, God has ministered to you to do music, please do it, right? If you are passionate about digital art and God has ministered to you to, please do it by all means. I'm a faith person. I'm a believer. So I believe if God ministers to you to do something, then do it, irrespective if you're passionate about it or not, right? But I was saying that with respect to, because I've seen people go headlong on a thing just because of passion. And 2 years, 3 years down the line, there is nothing. Are they fulfilled? Do you think they are fulfilled? No, they are not. Right? And so, in fact, what ends up from that is frustration. You get frustrated, right? I'm telling you that seek for what works. Seek for what is working. Plug yourself there and be fine. I'm giving you, thank you very much.
Please, a round of applause for him.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for that good word. So I want to also add something and say something. I know that maybe we are Christians or Muslim here. In your career journey, in your life journey, as you journey further, looking for the best opportunity, looking for clarity, I would like to, implore us to put God at the center of it all, really, because there is nothing we can do without God, right? So we have to pray to God for clarity, pray to God for direction, put God at the center of your career, and really, I think that every other thing will fall in place. They say man propose, God dispose, yeah. So please put God at the center of it all. Pray for clarity, pray for direction as to what you need to do, what you need to indulge in, and yes, thank you so much. So I'm going to be talking about the Orphan Sanctuary shortly. The Orphan Sanctuary, like I said earlier, has 20,000 to give students here. And because we cannot verify who exactly are students here, how can we verify that? I'm not sure that. So, who is a student? Are you a student? So I think the best way, or what we're going to do, is you send us an email to theorphansanctuary@gmail.com. Theorphansanctuary@gmail.com. Attach your school ID card and just a short reason as to why you need the stipend. Did everybody get that? Send an email to theorphansanctuary@gmail.com. A university student, a secondary school student, any student at all. We are giving 10 students, actually, right? Send an email to the Orphan Sanctuary. Do you guys need me to spell it out? TheorphanSanctuary@gmail.com. Right? Send us an email, attach your school ID card, and just a very short reason why you need the stipend, really. That's it. And by Monday, because tomorrow might be a weekend, by Monday, we'll disburse the money to 10 students. We'll pick randomly, really. We need just 10 students to give the money to. So send us an email. I'll be looking forward to having your email. Also, please, if you can follow us on Instagram, that would be nice. So the Orphan Sanctuary is really a platform for orphans. We help, I don't know if we have orphans here, but we were just doing this for students. We help orphans, help them bring their vision to life, really, because orphans have no support. And what we do is give them stipends sometimes, give them monthly support and all of that. So if you can follow us on the Orphan Sanctuary on Instagram, that would be nice. Thank you guys so much. We are done, really. We have come to the end of this session. And I'll be passing the mic to Emmanuel to complete the session.
I think I have a mic already.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so, we're actually rounding up already. So quickly, we want to take one or two people that will get to more or less give us, what they've learned so far from this section today. I mean, we have amazing speakers coming to talk about several aspects on the mental health, on finance, on tech, and as well on entrepreneurship as well. So we'd want to take one, two people to come and give an highlight of what they've learned or take away from this particular session.
Yeah, and what you intend to, apply to your career and everything. Just two people.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay. Although I just came, but I was able to get one thing, and one thing is very important to me, is continuous learning. That the time in which you will not learn anything is the time in which you are buried. So whatever skill you have, whatever place you find yourself, learning continuously is very, very important. Thank you very much.
Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you very much. Any other volunteer?
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. One thing I learned was that when he was explaining the part of the question I asked, he said that trying to use every opportunity you have to make money. I think that's what was one of the things. Whatever talent, whatever skill you have, trying to convert into cash and not just being creative and everything. I learned about creativity, yes. That's what one thing I learned.
All right, thank you very much. Please, one more person from this particular section. All right, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Christabel. Hi, so what I learned so far is how to protect your mental health. Do things that make you happy and just skill yourself through in every career of your life. If you're striving, you're surviving, what did she say? Or something like, so you just have to know what you're doing and then do it perfectly well. And do what makes you happy. That's just it. And wherever you find yourself, you strive. Like he said, do what makes you happy. Why doing that? Because so that it gives you money. That's what I learned so far. Thank you so much.
That's a nice and lovely takeaway. One more person wants to speak.
Hi. Okay, my take home for today is from Toby when she said, be consistent with what you're doing, carry your market on your